What's poppin', gamers? Welcome back to Grand Slam. Once again, it's our third week, which means it is finals. We have done the Round Robin 1, Round Robin 2, and now we have our seeding available for our final set of these matches. So hopefully you guys are super excited for the Grand Blue action, and who better to bring it to you than myself, Jaytsu, and the homie, the King Virum himself. How you doing?
I am big chilling right now. Of course, you know, it's relatively late here in good old England. It's just hit 2 a.m., but you know, we're in a good mood. It's been a good day, and we're in for a good night of Grand Blue here. Of course, our teams are set in place in the bracket as well. On the winner's side, in the winner's semis, essentially the winner's semis. We got the Zayn team versus Vermillion's team. They were the top 2 seeds through the round robin. Of course, seeds 3 and 4, Gabagul's team and BSG's team in the losers. So if whoever loses that set will be, of course, 4th last place, and the winner of that set will fight the loser of the Team Zane versus Team Vermillion set.
Exactly. So for those of you maybe a little bit unfamiliar with how the slam kind of format works, of course, we kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier. We had a couple weeks of of round robins where that first week, right, every set win that you get for your team is 3 points. And then after, you know, a week of studying up, practicing, really locking in your combos, your counterplay, etc., week number 2 was another round robin where each of those set wins was 5 points. So like Virum said, if you guys check on ! bracket, you can actually head over and see the matchups that we have, and of course the seeding determined by the amount of points that they were able to get. So like Virum said, first match here in the winner's side, of course, is going to be Team Zane versus Team Vermillion as we get these gamers into the lobby.
Indeed. I've been catching a little bits and pieces of some of the players, some of the teams and streamers, and I must say I've been very impressed overall with Team Zayn as a whole. I feel like they've been very unified in the way that they've been trying to tackle this overall experience. I've seen a lot of practice from them. They've been practicing together, most crucially, I feel like, and I think that's really helped in terms of accelerating their overall growth together.
Yeah, I think it was very fun looking at their team kind of going into training. I think one of the, when they were introducing themselves going into round robin number 1, Sade, right, that tier 3 player that they have, also plays Grimnir. So they got the opportunity to be like, oh, Zane, like, obviously, you know, you're one of the strongest Grimnirs in NA, but you're also my favorite Grimnir player to watch. So any advice or any coaching that you have is going to be super appreciated. He's like, wait, really? Me? A little guy like me? A little, you know, Evo top 8er like me? I mean, I guess if you're gonna, you know, put me on that pedestal. Exactly, yeah. He's got the, what's it called? Even as the emblem ready in game, if you guys are going to see that during the loading screen. So, you know, and even talking about Yozora and Slime, both of them putting in a lot of effort, both in playing the game, but also studying matches. I know Slime in particular reached out not only to Zane, his own coach, but also to Pilch, right? You know, in training against Willness, which was a matchup he ran into last week. And of course, a lot of talks with Koji Coco as well, right? So just getting, you know, he had both of the folks in this year's EVO Grand Finals in his ear being like, all right, this is, you know, what you need to work on. This is what you need to lock in on. So I'm excited to see the product of all of that coaching going into our final week.
Indeed. And of course, on the other side of things, we do have the Team Vermillion as well. I've been catching some of Octomari streams, especially, and as someone who enjoys quite a bit of Galleon myself, it's been very nice to see them gradually kind of improve with the character, have fun with the character. You know, definitely was able to put in a lot more time earlier on. I think that's kind of a trend with a lot of our players, been able to put in that time earlier comparative to later. But, you know, it's been real fun to see them improve. Of course, Octomari versus Yozora first. And honestly, I feel like Charlotta, especially from Yozora, is very kind of a very solid tier 1 character to have. You know, when you know how to kind of apply that pressure as Charlotta, it can be very difficult to defend effectively against it.
Yeah, it's terrifying. I think going into, you know, some of these tier 1 players, Yozora, I think, has the best offense that we've seen, and also an incredible ability to operate in the scramble, but maybe a little bit too overzealous for your own good. The deep run up here does get matched out here by Octomari.
Yeah. Galleon are definitely a character where the OP's MA is kind of difficult to make use of, especially against a character with a DP like Charlotta. And so maintaining that pressure is quite challenging. I think that is really going to be the differentiating factor here. Very nice spot dodge to avoid the Holy Ladder right there. Going to keep the combo nice and simple.
There we go, got the side swap off of it as well, so now we have to corner. Octomari looking worse for wear on the HP, but also didn't get an opportunity to set the rocks onto the 6-6H. Still gonna get caught on here by the SBA.
Good DP coming out from Octomari. Very, very close first round so far. The wake up throw, a little bit too tentative right there on the offense. Octomari not believing or maybe expecting the DP, you know, Yozora so far, whipping them out in full force.
And it's kind of like we mentioned earlier, right? Kind of master of the scramble, knows what the opponent is looking for, even in these, you know, one-punch scenarios, and still after the 6-6H gets caught out by the falling portion of that Holy Ladder, but now it's a U-ball.
In the corner, gets a little bit of extra damage, not too much on the combo right there. Oh, okay, so Octomari had been blocking high a lot after those demon flips in response to them. So finally, Yozora catching them out with the low. Very nice.
Yeah, now no more diamonds available for Octomari. Yozora tries to do the same, but ends up whipping on that backwards movement of the 6-6H. Octomari, you have a big uphill battle to make as far as the HP goes.
Gradually mounting that comeback, gets a huge conversion right there and goes straight into the Muddy Embrace. Very nice. A Bedrock Blast even. The 63H.
Here we go. Smooth out of this, guys. This is interesting because going into this, right, I was thinking, you know, in the past 2 weeks, I think Yozora has shown that she kind of has the best confirms in her tier as well, right? Generally being very consistent with them. But I think we're seeing a little bit of the nerves going into finals. They maybe still warming up right in this first game. And Octomari as well has clearly leveled up some confirms on her side as well. But a big whip on that LDP.
Another good DP coming out from Yozora so far. And these two just exchanging those DPs back and forth. The crucial thing here is that Galleon doesn't have a meterless one, and so has to spend that 50 meter in order to get it. They didn't press. Okay, they can get a punish here. Just gonna go for the DP. Not a ton of damage. Could have got a lot more potentially, but you'll take what you can get right now.
Exactly. I wonder if we were walking forward trying to look for maybe a 2-3-6U and instead just held it a little too long. But like you said, we'll take the knockdown where we can get it, but not chained to the ground. We're jumping the command grab and taking game number 1.
Very, very nice right there for Yozora. I'm wondering if, you know, those are just kind of the preemptive jumps as one loves to do with Charlotta, or if Yozora is actually reacting to that command grab. That's the 3rd time in a row. It's not like Octomari is doing too many of these.
Yeah. Exactly, and I think especially, you know, thinking back on weeks 1 and 2, and especially going into now, Octomari has gotten a lot better about varying the strike throw timing, so the fact that Yozora hasn't gotten caught by a single one is, you know, just a testament to how much he's leveled up.
Of course, on that. Nice crush with the U-ball, just a little bit off on the timing right there. That is going to get a punish with the SBA, and it's a good raw punish right there as well.
The health lead, lots of diamonds on both sides still, and the UDP Yozora did not want to have to hold any of that, you know, escape from Octomari.
Could it be?
Another round on the board going to Yozora right there.
Battle 2.
Bringing the throws into the equation now. Very solid decision, especially considering that Octomari didn't have any meter available for a reversal.
Yeah. I mean, it's so tricky, especially as a newer player to Grand Blue, seeing Holy Ladder, you're like, oh, when character jump, I block high, and all of a sudden you're getting caught by the command throw. That combo's in the corner, you're like, help! You're trying to use the Raging Strike or the Brave counter, rather, but still, Yozora keeping the pressure up in this corner.
Gets a full confirm that time, doesn't go into the Demon Flip, but it's alright, still in a great pressure situation. Yozora now up 2-0 for our first set here.
Battle 1. Engage.
See, we're seeing bits and pieces of the game plan, right? You know, good opportunities to try and play that keep away and just waiting out the LDP on round start. Octomari is like, if you're gonna whip the LDP, it's fine. I'll find my short little knockdown.
Good challenge right there. I think that's something that's very crucial against Charlotta, is trying to focus your attention on the space, not necessarily in front and in between you, but the space slightly above you. I think that is a really good place to focus, just so that you're able to get ready for those jumps and anticipate the jumps more often, because that is what a lot of Charlotta players are going to go for. Nice block on the U ball, but unfortunately not ready to block the Holy Ladder afterwards.
You know, in the Team Zane team chat, they were talking about, you know, some coaching, some advice to DP more mid-screen. What Yozora said was, no, Slime, you got this. DP at the end of your turn. It works every time. So, I mean, it worked out in that interaction. Octomari now scrambling to get out of the corner. Sets the rock, but gets caught up by the U-ball. And as long as we don't drop the... No!
Got the hit a little bit too high right there. Didn't quite realize, you know, went for the usual combo. And as a result, didn't connect the Sword of BlunZ and Octomari ready with the SSBA.
Battle 2.
Yeah, that one is a heartbreaker, right? You had lethal, but especially in some of these corner confirms, we've been seeing them just land a little bit too high. That is a creative way to challenge the air command grab coming out from Octomari. Just send it with the EX ball.
Yeah, and again, there are the jumps. Oh, you saw Octomari try to go for the 2H right there. Just a little bit off on the timing and doesn't get the block on the low.
She's been practicing those anti-airs, but again, with such a tricky jump arc to look at on Yozora's side, the Charlotta is so difficult to consistently anti-air, just waiting on the other side with the LDP. You tried to brave counter, but it came out as a Raging Strike, ended up working out in your favor.
Right, basing the BC right there. Careful of the DP, and there it is. Holy Ladder once again. Yozora now at a set point for our very first set.
These LDPs are looking like, oh, you know, you're seeing them, you're like, why is Yozora looking for those? But, you know, when we're sticking out far M, far H to try and hold on to some of this ground space, right? It can be another tricky way to take to the skies for Yozora.
Oh, gets the command grab that time. I really like the adjustment right there. Again, knowing that Octomari is standing blocking there, just goes for the highest reward option.
668, but it's going to get caught out even though with the retreat, but still not enough damage to kill Yozora. One touch away.
Oh, huge jump right there. Very nice stuff to Octomari. Going to get a full combo here too. Very solid damage, but you still have a good couple of hits left to secure the victory right now.
Oh, just waiting out on the other side, knows that you're looking for the HDP, but finally after 2-3 seconds of an intense stare down, Yozora is able to secure a 3-0.
Very, very nice stuff to Yozora. And it looked like, you know, there were a couple of adjustments coming out from Octomari there, but I think there were more crucial ones coming out from the side of Yozora. You know, we saw a lot more in terms of the DP baits. They understood that Octomari was stand blocking a lot more, and as a result, you know, when going for that noble strategy, they were using the command grab, they were using the low to beat the stand right there. So in general, against that, the flip from Charlotta, you want to default to crouch blocking, because taking the overhead is always a better thing, unless you're going to die to it, of course, but it's always better than taking the command grab or the low, because those lead to combos.
Exactly. The Helm Breaker, while it's a little bit annoying, it's basically just a little bit more than chip damage, right? You know, resets the turn as well. But again, it's one of those things where you see Charlotta take to the skies, and your first reaction, especially if you haven't had a ton of experience against her, is, oh, I need to stand up. But standing up at the stand, up next is Slime versus Fidel. So this is actually the battle of the brothers right now. It's Beatrix versus Lance. Yeah,
two very speedy offense, rushdown oriented characters. Beatrix, a lot more well-rounded, I would say. Lancelot is a bit more defined in the overall archetype, but Beatrix definitely the stronger, more terrifying character. That said, though, Lance definitely has some stuff, and we're already seeing it so far coming out from Fidel, applying that Wrecker pressure, forcing Slime into the corner.
Go the mash out, and Nuta stand block on the second hit of the UDP as well. Definitely did his prep going into this brother versus brother match. You got 2 more diamonds, all the meter in the world, so keep it clean with the Raging Strike.
Lovely extension right there, maximizing that damage. Very good off of the anti-air coming out from Slime. Keeping up that pressure, going on the offense, using that 6XL and getting that combo as well. Slime looking real comfortable right now.
Yep. Waiting for an opportunity to push Fidel back into the corner, and the opportunity is found off of the 6XL. Just sending the Youth Thunderbird, knows that, you know, Super is gonna kill, so let's build up a little bit more meter for that next interaction.
Nice DP coming out from Fidel right there. Oh, just a little bit too early on the grab.
Yeah, 2+ for your own good, but still, the bait off of the fastball tried to BC, but there was no hitbox out, so we catch out the Raging Strike.
BC on the side of Slime gets over, but with punishing the far medium with 2 H-able buttons.
You know, and sometimes you end up being like right for being wrong. We got baited,
Yes.
quote unquote baited out on the anti-air, but we were a little too antsy to find the whiff punish on our own end. I already know Slime is like, you know, thank God that was.
Yeah, I feel like the classic situation for that is when you go for an RS or you go for BC, it gets baited by a jump, and then you anti-air RS them
Yes.
for baiting your DP, for baiting your BC. That is one of the worst feelings, but oh, nice challenge coming out from Slime. And again,
Yeah,
there's that slam block.
right, ready for that overhead.
Beautiful stuff. Yeah, Slime looking real comfortable on the Beatrix right now. And again, as we mentioned before, you know, the Zayn team, very kind of unified, very studious, I would say, when it comes to their approach to the game. A lot of them, not only were they playing, they were making sure to review VODs, watch footage, listen to the opinions of the high-level players. So you're kind of seeing like shades of that in the gameplay.
Exactly. Fidel, actually, we didn't get to see him last week, right? Because he was away for EWC. So while that gives a little bit of mystery for the playstyle and things that we've kind of learned along the way, still, right? It might have been a little bit less time to actually play the game, but still just chewing away at Slime's HP right now.
That said, though, this is Beatrix. This is essentially an even game. Huge, far heavy, but confirms into the wrong skill, unfortunately. You want to go for the H riding free.
H riding free would have worked.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, if you riding free doesn't work, it's okay. We still got 50 behind it. We'll send it with the ultimate fireball. It's so fast and ends up finding the knockdown in the corner. One more touch could be it, but UD... Oh, not that teabag!
The point blank teabag, but riding under in full force with the ultimate riding free. Very nice. A 2-0 lead so far for Slime.
Victory. Battle 1.
The funny part, like, I can just imagine them yelling from their rooms at each other, like, bro, there's no way you're trying to teabag on me in bracket. He's like, all right, lock in, buddy. You still got one more game. H riding free goes a little bit too far, but still the confirmed from Fidel doesn't get too much.
Another big 6XL coming out from Slime. Gonna go for the 2-on-4 U route. Very nice. So that right there actually isn't quite the safe jump setup. The safe jump setup is to whiff a 2L and then go for the safe jump right there.
Okay. No! He's doing too much. Maybe a misinput, you know, hand slipped and got the spot dodge, but still able to keep the pressure up. I think Fidel was like already, you know, assuming he was dead.
Yeah, either that or spot dodging, thinking that the close media was blocked, and then maybe trying to bait a BC.
Right. Didn't hit confirm, thought that it was going to be a BC coming out, but it was a rising JL that knocked you out of the skies. UDP, yes, it gets you the turn back, but now that's no meter here for Fidel.
Whoa, a side switch right there with the Thunderbird versus the JU. Nice anti-air once again coming out from Slime. Really on point with these big 2Hs so far. And now that 6XL, assuming you convert this fully, should be enough. No, I think low health of Lance is going to do it.
I was wondering, there's a little bit more you could optimize at the end there, but just going for the tournament combos, and like you said, right, Lancelot health ended up being the difference, so Slime secures a second 3-0 for Team Zayn over Fidel.
Yeah, really good stuff so far to Team Zayn. Team Zayn. If Sade is able to get this victory right here, that will just mean the immediate victory for Team Zayn. They're going to advance on to the essentially the grand finals.
Yeah. I think they head into looks like a winner's finals, right? Because of course there is still that loser's side, and there is a potential reset that we'll see, you know, if whoever comes in from the loser's side is able to take a set from, you know, whoever made it through winners. But, oh no, I think you're right. That is basically the grand finals. No, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
This is essentially, even though, of course, looking at our challenge bracket, it says semi-finals and finals. This is winners finals, and afterwards will be grand finals. But we have, for our final competitor on the side of the Vermillion team, we have, of course, BlunZ coming out with a Vikala.
Yeah, so I mean, Z has kind of been the demon of this tier, right? I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's undefeated last week with a clean 3-0 in all of his sets. Of course, he's been tearing it up in the Vikala for quite some time. But like we said earlier, right, Sade, under the guidance of the #1 Grimnir in NA, and clearly has been putting in a good amount of work against the Vikala as well. Let's see if it's enough.
Yeah, I think Z probably the most experienced player overall in this bracket. You know, as soon as Vikala, being a huge Vikala fan, as soon as the character dropped in this game, was fully committed and has put hundreds of hours into the game so far.
Especially with no BP on the side of Sade.
Gradually edging towards the seals. Definitely, if you're Sade, you want to get back to those seals to be able to really start applying that offense. Tries to go for the Deathrite Tempest, but is intercepted by Dormouse.
Battle 2.
Charge your way across the screen. Z was going to be a little bit too patient, but just clashing on the projectiles. Finally finds the opportunity to set the seals.
Great pressure coming out from Z so far.
There we go.
Oh, huge for Sade right there. Gonna carry Z all the way to the corner. Might convert into the SBA here. Yeah, we're gonna see the link. Very nice. That's a lot of damage, especially on the low health of Vikala. One more hit potentially if she sets up the seals. Yep. For the throw, but it's baited this time.
All right, clean round for Sade. She ties it up one apiece.
Battle 3. Engage.
See just how much more comfortable Sade has become on this character. Maybe it's the post-birthday power-up as well, of course, for those of you who didn't know. It was Sade's birthday, I believe, yesterday. So, you know, or the day before. So make sure to wish them a belated happy birthday if you haven't already.
Quite recent, so maybe spent a little bit of that birthday time trying to level up in the matchup once again and trying to escape the corner. Ends up working out, and then throw bait successful, but the confirm afterwards, not quite.
Side swap that time, and of course that's one of the big nerfs that Grimnir received this patch. Not able to get the wall bounce from anywhere off of that, but that, as long as she finishes this combo, gonna keep it real simple, it's gonna be the first game to save.
There we go. And I mean, these two obviously ran into each other, you know, in round robin 2 last week, and I remember it going down to the wire. I'm pretty sure this was a last game, last hit scenario. So we've already kind of seen that once again in game number 1. So let's see how we tie this back up.
That combo into the pressure with the trap right there is certainly a way to start. But so far, Sade has been doing a very good job fighting her way out the corner. She hasn't even really been using the 5U much, which is such a solid option to escape the corner for Grimnir.
Just had a smash or a jump attempt maybe from Z. Now push over to the other side, but 50 meter down the drain to escape with the UDP.
Gets a throw, and now it's time to apply that offense. Vikala definitely pretty good at doing so. Character not the strongest overall, but definitely has good offensive options, good ways to apply pressure. There's that far heavy into the 6-2-3, and that RS extension is going to do it.
And especially, you know, thinking of ways that Vikala can kind of keep Grimnir locked down in the corner. We talked about that 5U, you know, the flip out of the corner, but already, right, we're seeing the Ratsengan, or, you know, that fireball taken to the skies with the 45-degree angle, kind of making it awkward to, you know, navigate to your own seals, but spending the BC to try and make sure that Sade doesn't have that opportunity once again.
Or gets caught out by the star. Of course, it does have multiple hits, so you have to block for longer against the move. Cancels into the ultimate ring the Dormouse and knockdown.
Once again, now we're standing on the seals. Oh no!
Oh. Sade actually choosing to fly over Z right there instead of flying down to hit them. Nice extension with the 2M. This should be enough even with these resources. Perfect extension right there. Beautiful from Z.
Right, tying it up 1 apiece, and you know, even with all of your seals set, when you have that, you know, tricky active hitbox of the star just bouncing below, you're like, I don't know if I trust my way to try and navigate and clear it on a hit. So did end up cornering herself, like you said. So now game number 3, BlunZ, or Z rather, with the throw.
Comes that stagger pressure. You know, one of the key things with Vikala is that she has a 7-frame far medium. Oh, beautiful bait on the DP. Has the resources to get the kill here. Near perfect round coming out from Z. Oh, actually no.
The chip damage blocking out the UDP, but speaking of damage, it might not be enough to kill. Let's see. 2 DCs not enough.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see a combo into the SBA right there. Definitely had all of the resources to extend into it, but still keeping it close, keeping it tight. Z able to get the round regardless.
get caught by the far edge on the way up to the other side. Ooh, but tapping on the toes here with the 2L. No pickup off of the 2M because we're just a little bit too far from the corner.
Just pummeling that block again, catching Sade trying to press. Nice patience around the DP.
Get too much off the Psycho Crusher, but it does put us right on top of our seals. But again, we've air dashed ourselves back into the corner, thankfully able to find an escape, but back to the mid screen here. Very even on resources and life.
Unfortunate right there for Sade. Still very nice use of the U Dancing Storm to just push those bombs away and get a nice chunk of damage on Z. The star intercepting the dash. Oh, but the challenge right there, real great timing from Sade.
We're standing on business with the cannons, but even if you item toss, it's just gonna go back into the corner, run up for the throw, and with no BP, you still stay alive. Chip damage is a factor, and we send it with the ultimate cannon.
Yeah, really, really good decision right there. I want to say that's a true block string from the far heavy. It is a decently fast option, so yeah, that chip once the far heavy was blocked was unavoidable. 2-1 now for Z. Ooh, wow.
Guys, but unfortunately the tornado just goes a little bit wide. We set the seals, but just gonna navigate the spike ball.
Quite able to extend that as far as she would have liked. Another big 6 exam.
Checking the overhead, looking for a throw bait here, but does get the opportunity to air stall and set the seals. No anti-air, but we do tap the toes with the 2L.
Yeah, that is no longer -6 on block. It is -4, so that 2L wasn't actually a punish, but still able to get hit regardless. Sade simply was not blocking low there. Big jump out the corner.
Then goes for the 2H, gets jumped over regardless. Unfortunate whip on the anti-air. Wonder if we might have been able to find the kill, but still Sade able to secure lethal.
Yeah, just about right there. I think, you know, it's easy to panic in those sorts of situations when you had a very simple KO with the SBA, but fortunately dropped it, but still, let's keep everything together. Nice, use the air dash once again. Yeah, this is something
just
that...
a little bit too far for the wall bounce, but you still have corner against Z.
Good to see.
Back dash here.
Oh, I really like that from Sade, going down to bait the anti-air. She saw that Z was getting a little bit more comfortable with those 2Hs.
Yeah. These guys again avoiding the anti-air attempt. Maybe just a little late on Z's side. So tricky with the seal movement. Now Sade, the advantage in the corner. Can we find the link to the SBA? It's still not lethal here, but it's putting you in one-touch territory. A throw could be enough.
Throw will definitely be enough. Good blocks from Z right there. Gets clipped by the JU, however, and that's kind of a common, slightly awkward misinput from Grimniz. And you know, they're trying to get near the seal to dash, but still worked out very nicely for Sade. Even it's up 2-2 now.
Yeah, you put in the U a little bit too early, but especially with 0 BP, that JU ended up being lethal regardless. So heading into it, this final game, Z off to a good start, but again, these whips on the 2M just being a little bit too far from the corner, but it doesn't matter when you're able to find one more hit.
Ton of damage coming out from Z, looking to get the perfect in this round, but spot dodging a little bit too preemptively. Yeah, the seals once again.
Yeah, trying to go for a hard call out UDP there, but still getting caught by the seals for your hubris. Okay, just standing on one more seal.
Spot dodge on the U Dancing Storm, and just running up with the far heavy. Z now at set point.
Go.
Battle 2. Engage.
Fireballs here, but tempo on the side of Z. Once again, we're stuck in this West Coast corner.
Z just going for the BC right there. Very nice extension off of the 5U.
On the toes, but dashed out with the 2M. Didn't believe in the hit though.
Oh, very, very nice extension. But again, no SBA at the end.
uncharacteristic drop coming out from Z, maybe playing with this wood a little bit, and now Zane behind the back. That's a BC out for Z, still with no BP, right? It's anybody's game. This could be a one-touch on both sides if you're able to find the SBA, but able to air slow with the 2-1-4, avoids the Rat Sengun, no pickup off the air-to-air.
Incredibly scary for both players. Nice evasion of the Dream Cannon right there, Dream Attraction. Oh, gets a hit, but not able to get the conversion. The overhead, and the DP is gonna take it. Z are gonna keep the team alive.
You at least get one more set, but as a repeat, right, of the set that they had last week, again, down to the wire in game number 5. So, you know, even the one loss that Team Zane has taken was already down to that final game. Let's see if Zane is going to be able to secure victory here going into this last match against Vermillion.
Indeed, indeed. I know Vermillion lately has been actually dabbling in a little bit of Beatrix. If you've seen a player by the name of Beatrix is my lover 96 in a couple of the online brackets, that is actually Vermillion. But gonna stick with a tried and true 2B this time, of course. What we've known him for, EVO finalist, 2-time EVO finalist even, and probably one of the, well, definitely one of the best 2Bs in the world.
Yeah. And, you know, kind of going back to their score from last set, or last week, right? You know, Zane took one of the sets 3-0, and then Vermillion ended up taking one of the sets 3-2. So I wonder if it's going to be kind of the same deal. But they had a different, they had the opposite kind of team record here, where now it's Zane just trying to take one set to bring it home, Vermillion trying to take 2 in a row. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning before, the escape out the corner. Zane loves to do that with the 5U. It's such a good way to escape. Magnificent bait on the DP. So patient from Zane right there, and this is going to be a huge damage combo. Probably going to go into seals rather than SBA right now. Yeah, guess.
Big chilling off of the low, but tries to send a low of your own. The mash out with the 2L gets caught here by Zane, and then SBA does the jump for round 1.
Battle 2.
When Zane has you in that corner and you're breathing down the neck of Grimnir offense, it is terrifying.
Just a little 5L behind it, but so tricky with the Z-dash on the seals that Vermillion once again ends up getting caught out.
Fortunate for Zane right there, not quite close enough to the corner to get to the wall bounce with the Deathrite Tempest. Lovely extension right there. Gonna actually build the meter to 100 and go for SBA. Real nice awareness from Vermillion.
50% down from Zane and up against the wall. No UDP to be seen, but Ultimate Tornado challenges at mid-range.
Making use of the Winds of Temptation. The Light want to get into position, get that extension once again into the SBA. Beautiful stuff. Again, we're just seeing such high-class gameplay from both players so far. The 6XM almost enough, but not quite.
Yeah, I really thought that was going to be lethal. Oh my god, out of the Psycho Crusher, the stop with a Volt. Now, Vermillion fighting for his life.
He doesn't have enough meter to DP either, and lovely throw bait from Vermillion using the 2-2L.
Throw bait, and it's a way to tie up the rounds here, just dashing from downtown.
Soaring the skies. Got a win. Beautiful block coming out from Vermillion.
Oh, tricky.
I can't believe that JL won.
Backward hitbox of the, you know, JH, unfortunately not quick enough to catch.
Another great use of the 2-2H right there from Vermillion.
With the JU, we're just going to UDP to try and put Zane back into the corner. One more UDP is still on the table.
Oh, huge hit right there from the dash. Gonna keep it simple, reset the seals.
Again, the third crown of Thorns we've set, but still the upwards dash, able to find a counter hit here for Zane.
That's gonna do a lot of damage, drain that final BP on the side of Vermillion as well. Might look to go for a reversal of some kind, but no, instead is simply going to get no escape thrown. Zane, first game.
Battle 1.
So the securing victory for the team. Of course, Vermillion has to win 2 sets to try and, you know, advance his team onwards into that grand finals.
Nice check with the jab right there. The anti-air jab to prevent Zayn from establishing anything. But a great challenge this time from Zayn instead.
Yeah, we've seen some instant triggers on the Crown of Thorns, so I'm surprised that Zayn got the, even more antsy about challenging, but works out perfectly to escape the corner. But try and keep 2B locked down. We find another hit with the air-to-air. Back out of the corner we go.
Oh yeah, that is an effective spot dodge bait right there. You want to roll or jump forward to be able to beat that 2-2U from 2B. Now
even on the life.
Offensive momentum, nice BC, still has BC to spare as well. Magnificent reaction from Zayn though.
Some of those throw baits off of the 2-2s from Vermillion have been costing us rounds, so instead looking for the SBA as soon as she leaves the ground. Beautiful work here.
Just a little bit off in the range for the 2M right there, but gonna get the 5H instead.
Okay, big win for the 5M, but still ends up meeting with the third hit of the triple attack.
Goes for the throw. Cooldowns are all back on the side of Zayn, but what a challenge from Vermillion. I think has the resources to get the KO here as well. Double RSRC, no, can only do one right now, so it could be a little bit... No, perfect extension. Excuse me, right near the corner as well.
Able to go coast to coast, the grappling hook for the extension, the raging strike for that base damage. Now we're tied up on the rounds once again.
Oh, what a roll.
Ended up rolling.
And a magnificent 2H, just so ready right there. Able to just completely isolate that space.
Pick up off the airborne confirm as well. Puts you in the corner. Nothing found off the Crown of Thorns, but still locked in.
Nice inception in the approach.
Looking for another throw bait, but for the 2L, we just pull up and get no escape thrown for it.
Really liking Vermillion's patience around the seals so far. He's been doing a really good job defending around them in this game in particular. He's challenged as well to drain that BP. This is a very scary situation now for Zayn. Has to be careful.
A little bit too short to end up punishing the 2U, but the 2-1-4. Multi-strikes to escape the corner. Spend all those seals, but no 2H to be seen from Vermillion.
Okay, another 2-1-4U. Very nice. Gets the seals as well. Side swaps back and gets the air-to-air. This game's been incredibly close, but Zayn just been able to clutch it out 2 times now.
Battle 1.
Tricky stuff in that last confirm. The triple side swap, just trying to find any opportunity to figure out where you ended up. But game number 3, Zayn, one more away from securing that grand final spot for his team, but Vermillion's not going to let it go without a fight. One more Crown of Thorns set, only to get 2U.
Love the use of the up angle right there, and the great DP. That 2B DP, incredibly massive, just hitbox around her.
Corner now.
Could have punished harder than the far light actually. That is, I believe, -10 with punishing the far heavy.
Confirmed there from Vermillion, but still Zayn at chip damage point, looking for any safe way to try and get that last hit.
Oh, it looked like the jump had got him out of danger, but unfortunately a little bit too close to the corner. It's going to lead to death right there. This time Vermillion with the first round.
Maybe had a little bit more space. That would have been one more opportunity to live. We saw that ultimate pod catch out the spot dodge before, but to a good start in round number 2. Seems so far away though.
It's okay, you have both corner advantage. Magnificent 2H right there. Seal cooldown is back. Not even going to bother with any of it. Just going to go straight for the throw.
Battle 3.
So many throw baits. We got to go back to that layer 1 once again to put yourself on set point.
Exactly. That is definitely what is so powerful about Grimnir offense. He's so good at baiting throw that once you're at a high enough level to not get conditioned by those throw baits anymore, you start getting caught by the throws, and then you get opened up by the throw and match baits, and that should be enough to get the KO. Maximize the combo, maximize the damage, and maximize Zayn's team's hopes for moving on into the grand finals.
I mean, we had the extension to start things off with the grounded double seal extension. We had SBA behind it, all the diamonds in the world for a little bit of extra damage. So Zayn, like you said, securing that spot in the grand finals for Yozora, Slime, and Sade. So we'll be seeing them, you know, a good bit later on. We got to be heading down into the loser side of the bracket to see who's going to move on into that losers finals against Team Vermillion. So up next, we're going to be seeing Team BSG, Mr. BlueSkyGuy, versus Team Gabagool.
Indeed, we are, of course, both team captains known for being some of the best players on their respective big body characters. And as you mentioned before, of course, we do have Wisteria also on the lever practicing that character. But aside from that, we have a relatively eclectic mix of characters on both teams. Of course, and we mentioned before, Lord Knight, tier 3 player on the side of BSG's team, repping the Eustace of all characters.
Yeah, it was funny, you know, when a bunch of folks were like, oh, okay, LK's going to be in this tourney, like, it's going to be a clean sweep. And they were like, oh, LK, like, what character are you thinking about? Is it going to be Belial? Is it going to be Beatrix? Is it Grimnir? Like, I think I'm going to rock the Eustace. And a lot of people were, you know, taken aback a little bit. They were like, one, LK, we thought you were going to play a woman. Two, LK, we thought you were going to play top tier. And then all of a sudden, you know, LK was like, you know, man, I've played my fair share of cool characters in fighting games, and I think Eustace is sick. If I were going to, you know, compete for, you know, that Evo top stage for the Circuit of Majors, trying to make it into, you know, the Arc World Tour Finals, maybe it would be a different, you know, discussion for character choice. But he saw a character design that he really liked, and he's like, you know what, this Grand Slam is for fun. I want to bring a little bit more variety to the cast, which we are seeing already in spades, right? Even in the sets that we've seen so far. And I know that he's also, you know, I want to say he had like a 4-hour call with Insurgent going over gameplay, you know, some VODs, and also some, you know, more advanced strategies as well that might help the muscle memory a little bit. So I'm excited to see, after 3-4 weeks of practice and all the guidance in the world, how the Eustace has shaped up.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what an experience like this is for. You know, it's meant to be a fun learning experience. It's meant to be, you know, you discover something new when it comes to a game. Maybe you fall in love with it, maybe you don't. That's okay either way. You know, I think regardless, it's worth kind of experiencing whether or not you get too much out of it, because we're all here to learn and have a good time at the end of the day, and there's so many different ways to go about that. And I think, you know, LK opting for a character that brings him that kind of joy, I think is wonderful. And honestly, that's definitely been the case for all of our players. It's very clear that, you know, people have been opting for characters that they find cool and fun. As we said before, there's been a nice variety of characters amongst our player base.
And going on into it, I want to say our first match should be Imakuni versus Celestia, right? So speaking of a variety of characters, I know Imakuni has played both the Six and the Vasaraga, so I'm curious to see what they're going to be bringing into, you know, this loser's side match. And Celestia, of course, on the Anila. So let's see.
Yeah, Anila, a character that I think was initially relatively popular until the general perception of the character shifted to her being quite weak. But I think particularly among newer players, she's still pretty well played, pretty well enjoyed. But I think in terms of that player base, you know, if you're looking for a cute girl, they're gonna gravitate more towards like Beatrix, or Narmaya, or Vera, characters that kind of are a little bit easier to get into, or just have a little bit more in terms of immediate strength or pizzazz, and just yeah. But still, I think Anila is a great beginner pick regardless. She definitely has a relatively nice straightforward set of tools, and just is, you know, can still play the kind of fundamental game pretty well.
Yeah, so I'm curious to see. I know in the past couple weeks, kind of looking at a little bit of you know, Celestia sets, we're seeing a lot of, you know, a surprising comfort in some of these scrambles, right? Like finding good match opportunity timings where, you know, she kind of has this instinct, or, you know, solid instinct for when the opponent has, you know, dropped a confirm or left a big enough gap to try and mash out. But the confirms, I know, were something that she was working on for quite some time, and especially, you know, leans a lot into sending out the sheep, right? You know, kind of that Anila fireball. but you know, ends up being in a lot of ways susceptible to you know, jump-ins from a lot of the opponents. So I wonder if that's something that, you know, she has gone over with her coach, or if it's something that she's, you know, worked the rest of her game plan around as far as comfort. But Imakuni, right? We were talking about a couple characters potentially being in the roster here. We saw a little bit of 6 in that week number 1, but it looks like, at least to start things off for our first set of this loser's side, Imakuni is going to be pulling up with the Vasaraga.
Indeed, indeed. Vasaraga, a character that is very, very scary in the current version of the game. But I think a lot of that sentiment tends to be around, you know, the higher rank players, the ones sitting in like master rank, S++, all that jazz. You know, ones that have a lot of core familiarity with the game. When you're starting the game and you're a brand new player, it's a bit of a different story. It may, you know, you're playing a character like that, it may feel like slow and clunky, and you may not like get to grips with everything immediately. So I'm definitely curious to see how Imakuni is able to deal with, or get used to that, I'd say. That's certainly a good start with the JM.
This guy's immediately full charge on the EX tackle.
Right, good jump so far from Celestia. Play so far, engaging a lot in the air, just trying to intercept each other. Wow, command grab.
Yeah, a little bit dangerous of a spacing to try and send out the fireball. Now we're stuck up against the corner. We saw a you know, great reaction DP from Celestia earlier. I wonder if we're gonna let one more rock.
Yeah, Celestia just pressing a couple of times, a little bit too ill-advised right there. Just ready with those meaties to prevent Celestia from getting the ball rolling.
Ooh. On the sheep truck that ends up getting command grab for it. Again, looking for these fireballs out of the corner, but the scramble, 5U, finds you a little bit of space.
The engage tackle right there, gonna get the confirm. Oh, misses the M command grab afterwards. We're gonna get another extension from Celestia. The hard knockdown, goes for the jump. Gets hit by the jab.
Ooh, able to armor through in the jump in. Like that for Imakuni, just throwing out some 2Ls, some 2Ms, try and low check Celestia as she tries to escape. Beautiful confirm off the U Instinction.
So something that I think is important for Celestia is to actually press after blocking the heavy tackle. Particularly in the corner, you can punish with a jab or a throw, but even if you don't get the punish, it is very much your turn after blocking that. You know, a far medium especially is a very solid way to go about it. Something simple like far medium into block for the future. Easy way to get the damage if you think that Imakuni is going to continue pressing buttons.
Ooh. Yeah, finding a lot of these air-to-airs. Both of these gamers pretty comfortable taking to the skies. Finally seeing that MVP once again coming out.
Truly Skyfarers here. Leaping, but there's the big 2H coming out from Imakuni, getting the anti-air. This time going into a nice and simple B&B.
An SBA to kill, but at least you got the clean knockdown where you could find the UDP to escape from Celestia, but just tapped on the toes on the way back down.
Engage.
Comes out with the fireball and send one of your own.
Attack coming out from Celestia right there. Just seeing these two clash in midair all the time.
Like, my air-to-airs will simply be better, but instead sending it out with the U fireball and also getting the multi-hits off of the JL to break the Soul Forge armor. Now, Celestia has the lead.
Yeah, I quite like the use of the JLs right there. Definitely good because of the multi-hit property of that JL, unique among jumping lights. Yeah. Able to break through the armor in certain positions.
Finds the punish, yeah, but tries to MVP your way through, but that armor still keeps the pressure on for Imakuni.
Oh, that's gonna get armored. No, never mind.
I thought so too. I thought that was just gonna go straight through into the Soul Forge, but finds a raging strike to kill through the armor. Celestia puts a round on the board.
Yeah, I believe the properties of the Soul Forge armor as well as the armor from the 22U are actually slightly different, so I'm not sure if that armor is actually able to go through supers, unlike the Soul Forge armor.
Got a big counter hit on the 6-6H, but still just ended up walking up for a little bit more pressure afterwards. So sword in the stone.
Nice response with the far medium.
Yep.
Oh, love that interception with the U Instinction as well.
Air-to-air JLs. Speed from downtown, tries to send out an ultimate fireball, but again, the tackles coming out from Imakuni.
This time, Celestia, the one with the corner control, gets to pick up afterwards. Oh, a little bit overzealous right there with the U-Flock.
There we go. I think we had enough meter for the Raging Chain, but just input it a little bit too early or a little bit too late. The ultimate tackle, it's one touch apiece. Celestia takes game 1.
Very, very nice. Oh, it's 1-1. So that
Yeah,
was,
1-1. You're right. All right, tied up 1 apiece here in the set. We're going into game number 3.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Yeah, these two certainly are scrapping. Be interesting to see who makes that, that key adjustment that's able to get the ball rolling. Because I think oftentimes, particularly at this tier 1 level, that is really what makes or breaks who comes out on top. You know, who's able to make that one key adjustment in their game plan, who's able to make that one crucial, who's able to get that one crucial eureka moment to really understand that, oh, they're doing this, so I can do that to counter them. And then they keep doing that and it works.
Take a little bit of space. Again, you've been jumping to the skies, which has been, you know, about 50-50 in either favor side, but UDP just scoped out of the skies.
Very nice from Imakuni right there.
Tries to go for a brave counter there, but the gap that Celestia left ended up baiting it out into a Raging Strike.
Yep. Nice with punish once again with the U Instinction. And the realization of that particular move is incredibly good. Will definitely help Imakuni in terms of the rest of the set.
We're seeing from Celestia is a lot more of this advancing movement, but like you said, right, when we have the Instinction, you know, EX or the ultimate version to cover the ground, you know, it's a much scarier thing to try and advance against. To escape the corner though.
Jump once again from Celestia this time, gets another Raging Strike, goes for the Raging Chain extension. And another simple extension into 3P this time.
Ends up jumping back, maybe giving Imakuni a little bit too much space, but tagged in the skies off of that JM.
Nice use of the stance option so far. Another big hit from the H tackle in the corner. Imakuni in a real good spot, but that's a great jump out the corner from Celestia.
Yeah. Needed to put one more normal to pick up with the sheep tackle, but speaking of the tackle, it's another ultimate skill for Imakuni, now up 2-1.
Never thought I'd find someone with bad.
And you have all of those kind of big gap closing and armored options. You're facing them down as the opponent. It can be very imposing, very difficult to deal with. Feels like Celestia so far has been having a lot of trouble, particularly with that Savage Rampage low. Now switching gears slightly, using a little bit more of the fireball. Again, the challenge. It's leading to so much damage.
You need to escape the clean knockdown as well. Ooh, I don't think sheep fireball is what you wanted there.
I think another crucial difference as well is that, you know, when you're kind of operating at the newer comer level, the individual raw hits from Vasaraga are just a lot more meaningful than Anila's. They just do a lot more in terms of individual damage, and we're seeing that so far with Imakuni now at set point.
The damage differential on the stray hits, and also the HP differential, right? You know, Vasaraga, one of the tankier members of the cast. Celestia has a lot of HP to work through, and quite the uphill battle, as now Imakuni on set point. Anti with the 2L there, able to find a like convert to the sweep.
Another simple combo going for what they know, and again, there's something that I like at this level. When you have an established combo, you know, just keep going for that and you know it works, right? Of course, this damage can be optimized further, but that's something that can come later, particularly when it's winning you sets like this. Good stuff to Imakuni.
Oh, securing the victory 1 here. Off to a strong start here for Team Gabagool.
Someone who could banish my inner demons.
Yeah, very, very good start so far. Yeah, I know that Imakuni is among the players, has actually had some of the least play time, just hasn't really been able to play as much as she would have liked. Yeah, sometimes these games can be quite taxing, and so it can be a bit difficult to put in that time, but you know, regardless, still able to get a win for the team. Very nice stuff.
Yeah, there we go. And let's see if Team Gabagool can keep the momentum up. RDE coming up with a 6 and Amour. So this is an interesting pick. In round robin 1 and 2, of course, we saw a lot of the Belial, but I heard some whispering, some thoughts that we were training up the Lwane. I wasn't sure if we were actually going to see it, but it looks like at least for game number 1, we're calling out the Bros.
Indeed we are. And it makes sense, you know, Lwane definitely a character who, you know, when you establish what you need to do with Lwane, is an absolute menace at being able to do well at formats like these. So RDE just kind of going to town right now with the Seahawks.
She found a good move, right? Ultimate Flame Wheel, just so tricky, especially when your back is up against the wall, right? The effective startup just gets so much quicker, but quick also is the offensive pressure from RDE, just tapping on the toes with these 2 L's.
Just being kind of fast and relentless with the pressure so far. Making great use of the empty hand as well.
Trying to look for a Mar H, but ends up getting whip punished. We're going back and forth with this corner pressure.
Safe jump right there. Nice roll timing from Amour.
That's the wall here. Okay. Clean BC to escape.
Nice punish coming out from RD. The E gets the maximum extension as well. Gets the SBA here.
The super to confirm the kill. Okay. RDE with the clean game 1.
Synchronized fun.
I love the name as well. Fatal Claw. Okay, we got the 1 round of Lwane, the 1 game of Lwane. Looks like Amour might be switching back to the Belial that we've seen so far.
Yeah, of course, training it up, maybe leading up in the finals day, seeing, okay, you know, maybe there were some matchups that we ran into that we were having a little bit of a tough time with, but maybe the muscle memory is going to work out better as we head into game number 2. The Belial back on the stand here for Amour.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage. Whoa.
Having access to a more well-rounded, aggressive character in Belial may be what Amour needs, but you know, if you're not able to get out of this corner, if you're not able to deal with this offense, but it's unrelenting so far. Finally, there's the first throw, and there's the pressure coming out from Amour using those 6XLs.
Being on the frame traps as well, right? We saw RDE trying to bust out with the ultimate empty hand, only to get a clean airborne confirmed from Amore. We're already just seeing the you know, immediate comfort going back to the main.
Yeah. Oh, excellent block on the DP right there, coming out from RDE.
That was incredible.
Battle 2.
Beautiful patience.
Takes to the sky, but able to avoid the 5HH. Oh, but not able to avoid the close set behind the back.
Yeah, it's so fascinating. You're seeing an immediate difference in comfort when it comes to this character. Beautiful mash right there. Definitely not going to get caught out by that gimmick.
Oh, no, but tried to mash up to the plus frames. Yeah, block the axe kick only to, you know, counter hit for it.
Go back to the center of the screen. Very nice. Whoa.
Okay. To escape. Watch out of the corner, and that's 50-meter down here for RDE.
And this level as well, you know, don't be afraid to use that BP. Oh, just unfortunate right there. Amour actually hit that 100 meters, so could have gone for SSBA, but not quite ready. Still keeping it together and getting the round regardless.
Yeah, I have to imagine when you land that JH, it's one of those situations you glance at your meter and you go, okay, I don't have 100, and I don't have the, you know, mental stack open to see if I build that up. Still, able to tie up the rounds here. A little shadow step backwards here for RDE, and mashed out on the plus frame reset. There we go.
Yeah, another great challenge from Amour right there. Willing to take those risks.
Ooh,
Again,
the challenge of the cross through, not letting RDE get away with it. The sweep might do another knockdown.
Oh, big whip on the throw. That's going to be a nice extension coming out from RDE this time. Probably going to spend the, yeah, going to spend the BP in order to get the RS extension for the SPA.
Got the life total now. 100 meter available for Amour. Are we going to bait out another DP? Ends up walking out of the corner. I was confused what side it was too, but you got to remember, you just supered, so you have no meter for that Raging Chain.
Yeah, with the 6XL, there's an SSBA. I think that was a whiff 2L, and that is going to be the game right there.
Okay. Amour tying it up with a wake up SSBA. We see you looking for that, you know, I think it was a BD6XL something. Getting caught out here. So now one apiece.
That haunted look in your eyes
Brutal windscreen. He really just stamped you into the ground.
Yeah. Straight into the concrete. But straight into game number 3 after a quick deep breath, the rematch screen. There we go. We swung the 5L into the parry, so we're able to block in time.
Sade going for the jump throw right there, because that can punish the 5U1 block. That gives him some sugar stomp with the throw. Unfortunately got the jump right there, but still in a great position once again.
And the SBA, now Amour down to that 1 BP, ends up taking himself back to the corner. I wonder if we're holding forward to try and DP. Either way, RDE with another round.
Possibly. Yeah, that aggressive defense may be starting to come back to bite. Amour goes for the simple throw punish.
Drops the 5U. Who's made it just yet? Lots of patience from Amour.
That health bar getting whittled down as a result. All of these throws dealing so much damage, and the huge counter on the close heavy. That's going to be a perfect for RDE to take that game.
Tricky with the 5Us in the corner, now 1 game away.
Believe in victory.
Another set win on Team Gabagul's side. With the LDB.
Wondering actually, possibly the answer for Amour is to kind of fight the aggression with aggression. Just make more use of those big jump-ins, those 6XLs, because when RDE is on the defense, it's definitely been a lot harder for him to deal with Amour's offense.
Yeah. Ooh, sniped out of the sky is an awkward hit, so we don't end up getting the knockdown off the second on the way back down, but still have all the resources to try and find our way back out of the corner. A bold mash on the 2M and a clean side swap as well. We're seeing an entirely different Amour here heading into round 1.
Yeah, I love the challenge right there. The single hit confirmed, but another huge hit for RDE. Probably going to confirm into SSBA.
That's 2DP down the drain now, and once again, you're back up against the wall. Full on the meter, but definitely not the same on the HP. One last diamond to your name.
3001 talent slicing through Amour's HP, but we saw that SSBA come out last time. It could come out again. Side. We haven't seen a lot of brave counter baits from Amour, so you can try buy yourself a little bit of free screen space. I like this from Amour, slowing the pace down, but expected the empty hand to actually come through. Oh no! So we baited out the super, but ended up missing the punish and didn't quite get the punish that we needed off of the walk-up counter. So Amour able to fight it back after quite the set of interactions. Craziness from both players right there. Just Amour able to hold it together though. Huge 6XL. The block after the axe as well. That's what got us counter hit in game number 1. So already seeing a lot better patience. Good recognition as well. Again of the cross through. None of these have gotten unchecked from Amour. Nice, was heavy right there, but didn't get too much of extension. Still in a good position overall. Modius, I wonder what that caught from RDE, but Kenjutsu behind the back, able to land after that whiff, empty hand, and catch you off the HDP. Oh, buffering the U fireball behind this time, and that's going to be a full extension to the corner. RDE once again, following the SBA. Clean off of the super, RDE trying to tie up the rounds once again. Lag Fighter Chili with a big raid, thank you. Just in time, we're in the loser side of the Grand Slam finals. Amour trying to tie up the games. There we go, RDE takes it with the H Fireball. Now at set point is RDE. Can he secure the second set for the team Gabagool, or will Amour be able to fight back? Oh, huge by RDE. Finally able to get that anti-air that he's been looking for against that JH from Belial.
There we go. The dive kick, maybe looking to bait out an anti-air from Amour. We flash the parry, but we get H Goisha for it.
I think a crucial difference between these two so far is just the comfortability in terms of pressure. It feels like when RDE is just pressing on that block, he feels very, very comfortable comparative to Amour. Using the plus frames from the fireball, but a big jump out from RDE and another whip punish, again with that far heavy.
Even with 100 in the bank and full VP, it still isn't going to be enough to kill, but just take the damage where we can. A clean knockdown to put Amour in one-touch territory. And still a couple throws, but one more strike could be enough.
Well, gets the counter hit right there, but no conversion, and the throw instead is going to do it. RDE taking it 3-1 over Amour.
Unfortunately, the Luane not able to, make too big of a difference in the set, but I'm glad we did get to see it. But like you said, RDE securing the second set win for Team Gabagool. Now, if Wisteria is able to take this next set over LK, Gabagool and BSG don't even need to fight. That's already 3 points for Team Gabagool. But let's see if we're going to be able to do that, right? I know Wisteria in particular has been looking at this matchup, right? It's Ladiva going into Eustace, so I can only imagine, right, on Wisteria's side, they're like, I don't love having to go into, the society's main zoner. But let's see if we have a few more tricks up our sleeve. I know last week they had a very close set going all the way to game number 5. So I'm excited to see a, repeat of that as we head into it.
Yeah, Diva versus Zoners is definitely a tricky time as long as the Zoner is really capable of maintaining that zoning game plan. But sometimes, especially with Eustace players, I think they get a little bit carried away in trying to apply a lot of kind of close to mid-range offense. And I think that's just kind of the sort of game that rises. It lulls you into going into that kind of mentality, but you can just sit back and shoot projectiles. And if there's anyone that I think might be capable of doing that, it is someone like LK, who has a wealth of fighting game experience. Useful jump to avoid the command grab.
Maybe a hard call out on a jump out here from LK, but tends to just try and find his way back out with these grounded buttons. The 6XL. Okay, no full confirm, but we do find a throw.
Oh, gets the hit on the H rat race as well. You get the explosion. No, not actually going to go for it.
Just for the slow kill to snipe you out of the skies and find an air unblockable with the 5H. Okay.
And I like the kind of variance of the projectiles using the light grenade, which is much harder for Ladiva to headbutt in order to get that meter and get rid of them. Goes for the 5U right there.
Sometimes these slow projectiles, right, to just throw off the timing from the headbutts, the rolls, the spot dodges from Wisteria makes it even more difficult to try and find your way in. But even after the whiff lariat, Wisteria able to mash it back out.
That is huge right there. Okay, maybe playing that a little bit too passive, not pressing any buttons. I mean, that is a bit risky in that position. The Diva can potentially SBA through. Now you have 0 BP and you're stuck in the corner versus a powerful grappler lady.
One-touch scenario, but there we go. After ducking the lariat, now we challenge with the 2L.
Yeah, you can see that Lord Knight was looking for that multiple times, just a little bit too slow on a lot of these punishes. Nice timing of the roll from Wisteria though. Now here comes the guessing. Tick throw, gonna boost the damage with the taunt, work the crowd, but it's not gonna matter here because this combo is gonna lead to a perfect.
Wisteria quickly tying up the rounds.
And that is exactly what can happen if you give Ladiva that one crucial opening. Great corner carry, can force you into the corner, even off of her command grabs. You saw right there, the MSBG taking Lord Knight all the way from mid-screen into the corner.
Yeah, we like teleported. I actually thought that I like missed something for a moment. I was like, wait, how are we already in the corner? But there we go. The double headbutt knocks out that light grenade. Tsuyu finds a knockdown, but UDP finds a little bit more space here for LK.
Great UDP right there. Gets the hit with a 6XL and gonna extend with the explosion.
Oh no, dropping the close M though.
Ooh. Yeah, probably wanted the extension off of those 2Ls. Unfortunately, not able to get it.
Take away a VP from Wisteria and able to stop the U Lariat in its tracks, but meter is still available for Wisteria if they decide to go for one more jump scare.
Oh yeah, generally you want to VC that immediately after blocking the U Lariat, but okay, fighting out with the DP, taking that first game, but definitely a close back and forth between these two.
Battle 1.
I checked into the Team PSG chat just to see, and the only messages they have for the past like hour is LK sending 2 Mickey Mouse rap remixes. He has Mickey Unwrapped, Ice Mickey, and Young Mickey Outside, featuring Mo3 and OG Bobby Billion. So that's just a little context of what's going on in his Ox right now as he's trying to keep Wisteria out.
Honestly, that's kind of incredible.
Okay, a little stomp action, tries to close combat your way back out of the corner, but Wisteria with the body splash keeps you locked back in. We're tied up and even on the HP.
Oh, whiffing the air USBD right there. Okay, still stuck in this corner.
For some of these hard callouts, but LK just so content to hold down back for 10-15 seconds at a time.
Use the use low kill right there.
Made away bait with the spread shot. Ooh. 3 backdashes in a row to kind of reestablish space, but we've seen in some of these previous games backdashing ourselves into the corner and getting SBD'd for it regardless. Another round to Wisteria.
I love the timing of that roll from Wisteria. That is kind of an awkward move to navigate the use low kill, but if you're in range, you can actually roll through it and get the potential punish versus use this, as we saw right there. Safe jump. Oh. Yeah, I forgot actually he detonated it with the JU, so he wasn't going to actually get that able to work right there. Ooh, almost gets the extension. That's one of the new combos that Eustace has in the search of the game, the increased launch height of the takedown.
I wonder if we could have found something off of the wall bounce to find lethal, but Wisteria regret giving them any opportunity to fight back. Look at the damage, look at the corner carry.
Wow, but a good mash on that kind of pseudo fake safe jump right there. Looks like keeping himself alive in this game.
Round of peace, going for another roll, but again, I like the dash block. Just wait things out. Wisteria has been very active the round starts to try and find that early advantage.
Yeah, the charged slow kill, of course, having 2 hits, so I believe the light medium headbutt's not going to work to beat it out, unfortunately. A little reset right there.
It's the corner. Go for high or low, but just trying to see if Wisteria tries to, sells back out of the corner.
You see. It's a nice with punish on the Lariat with the slow kill.
Up 2-0 for LK right now. We've seen some, scary rounds, some pretty clean sweeps from Wisteria, but not able to convert it to a full game. So the super jump only to get slow killed.
Nice Lariat timing from Wisteria right there. Again, a lot of this is just going to be this cat and mouse gameplay. We're going to see Lord Knights just kind of backing off a lot, firing the gun, using the grenades. Wisteria going to look at that one crucial opening to convert.
Drop on the ultimate full neck thunder. I mean, it ended up meeting, got you a little bit of chip damage, but Wisteria not locked down in this corner, but is locked down by the wake up 5L.
Nice extension into the H rat race as well. Oh, no punish. Just goes for the run up throw. Actually doesn't get the punish right there. That SBA from Ladiva can be surprisingly awkward to punish at times.
Guaranteed damage and knockdown where we can find it, looking for the explosion, but ends up getting jumped out. Wisteria now with the corner against LK.
Oh, beautiful catch on the cancel right there.
Give me one more round.
Now that is going to be LK at set point.
Battle 2. Engage.
Again, the duck under the lariat and finds the 2L punish.
Get ready, hun. Right at me.
Throw. Set up into the new grenade.
Ooh, the mash out with the far L.
Unfortunate right there, of course, because LK got hit, wasn't actually able to get the tick throw properly.
Oh, there you go. Able to check you with the headbutt and release the blue grenade too. Woo! Oh, tries to go for the ultimate lariat, but stops with the Flameck Thunder. Slow kill from downtown, and we charge up the Flameck Thunder. Here we go. Lord Knight is able to take it with a 3-0.
Getting the BSG team on the board. Can the captain hold it down and bring it back for the team? Or is Team Gabagool going to be the ones to advance to the losers finals? We'll have to wait and see here between these two titans. Ladiva versus Vasaraga, the two biggest bodies here in Grand Blue. Both 18k HP, a lot of health to give, a lot of damage to deal.
These captains, of course, have had to fight each other quite a few times in the previous round robins. I think in both situations, or in both round robins rather, them having to play out 2 sets. And so far, it's a 4-0 set lead as far as BSG is concerned. But I know Gabagool, going into finals day, knew that he would run into Team BSG and said, I will pull out all the scrolls, all the stops, all the practice I need to give us one more opportunity to fight in that losers finals. So it's game 1 between these coaches.
You out the corner for Gabagool, but BSG wants to keep the corner as long as possible, get the maximum conversion off of that punish.
Sweep.
Big challenge on the close 2M rather. Stuck in the corner. Ladiva, you are not the only one with a good command grab. Lariat. Send all the way to the corner. This is a very difficult comeback to make, especially against Vasaraga, who has such good tools to contest when you're at chip point.
Against the wall with an HP lead like that, especially with some of the armored options, it's difficult to try and make that uphill battle. First round to BSG, on the doors with the delay headbutts.
Nice jump out the corner coming out from BSG again. They get that full conversion.
Big sweep, we get the 5U, but with headbutt, just a little bit of space.
Oh, goes into the L tackle right there. Actually could have got a lot more damage had he gone for the U, and that headbutt is not going to beat the U Instinction, unfortunately. It's going to be a ton of damage once again for BSG. Gets the meaty close medium as well, and BSG cleaning up that game with the swiftness.
I don't think I'll be debuting as a massive
He's got a long road ahead. Of course, BSG, for his team, does have to win 2 sets over Gabagool if he wants to keep his team alive here on the loser side.
Nice catch with the 6XL. Goes for the reset this time. Very nice tick throw as well.
Caught out here by BSG and behind the back with the ultimate stomps.
Gets the extension with the 5U as well. This is going to be a ton of damage, ton of meter gained as well. Enough to hit 100 and go into the bloodbath. The bloody moon even. Barely a sliver.
I really thought it was going to kill, but I was thinking, maybe Ladiva health saves you, but it doesn't save you from the stun.
Battle 2. Engage.
This onslaught from BSG has been so hard for Gabagool to deal with. Even when he gets a solid hit, it doesn't quite carry the same weight, the same momentum, but finally gets a great hit right there to take BSG to the corner.
meter situation back over to the mid screen. You have Soul Forge, so a lot more to have to worry for Gabagool's side.
Beautiful jump right there from Gabagul. Doesn't want to get caught by that command grab. Just a little off on the extension.
Knockdown, nothing found off the walk up, goes heavy. Just got the meter advantage. But what can we do when we get spot dodged for it all the time to react to the blue screen flash? Now BSG has you up against the wall. We have one more Raging Strike, Raging Chain. Now the grab is all we need to put a second game.
I don't think I'll be debuting as a master.
Beautiful optimization from BSG right there. Just maximizing that damage after the spot dodge on the U-Lariat. Very tough for Gabagool so far. Struggling to establish any real momentum in this.
Step kick, but again, BSG just walked himself right out of range and looking for the YOLO U Lariat again. Desperate to find an escape, but BSG gets pressure on.
There's a 6 exam as well, and a perfect coming out from BSG. Unrelenting right now.
Battle 2.
Overhead full backflip behind it, believed in it. BSG on essentially reset point here. Committed to the action, so U Lariat does find purchase now.
Oh, that's a massive close heavy for Gabagool. Gonna spend the RS in order to maximize this extension. Not gonna build the meter to 100. Still, one more hit now should be enough. Nice challenge after the VC. Finally, a round on the board for Gabagool.
Battle 3.
Not out. Still off the round start here, but does have to hold the tackle.
Beautiful time in that sweep. Again, just BSG so good at challenging.
The jump over, avoiding the ultimate command grab that was trying to keep the corner here for BSG. And the cross-up body splash finds the, once again, forgot to do it.
Beautiful timing. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that loss.
Tackle just keeps the pressure going, but Gabagool still able to find a hit in the scramble. This isn't going to be lethal because of that extra Basaraga HP, and especially when you drop the Ender.
Yeah, I think. Oh wow, what a block on the 6 exam right there. Yeah, she's so ready for that. Not going to get caught by any shenanigans.
Valeria, but throwing off the ultimate headbutt, and the scoop finds the finish. It's 3-0 for BSG. So now we have one more set ahead of us. It's 2 wins on the side of Team Gabagool and 2 wins on the side of Team BSG. So we get one more run back between these captains. Their 6th set in the Grand Slam.
Engage.
Can Gabagool finally turn the tide? There were shades of greatness in that previous game, but unfortunately, BSG just able to come out on top regardless. So the nice use of the butt of love to get that chip and get that pressure going.
Got the buff for a little extra damage on these SPDs, and now it's refreshed with each successful grab. Still mashed out here with the 2M. Time in the world here with the Soul Forge.
That's SBA, however.
Not gonna get caught this time.
Yes, definitely. PvP on the side of BSG, so still able to survive that.
Big whiff on the PC, just spaced out off of the far end.
Big whiff on that 2U as well. This is where BSG starts to get comfortable. Such a momentum player, and what a spot dodge again. Gabagool's so close to closing out these rounds, but BSG with the clutch.
Battle 2.
What a heartbreak. Got that counter hit mashup, but just didn't believe in the hit. You're already committed to the stagger, so another round here for BSG. Didn't believe in the far end, though.
6XL opening. Solid damage coming out. Of course, scale down because of the 6XL. Gonna take Knockdown after the Soul Forge. Yeah, it's looking real bleak. One command grab. Are we going to get a third? No, instead we're getting the close light into another. Perfect from BSG.
I don't think I'll be debuting as a masked fool.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
Dash out Kai. Gabagool thinking, there's no way BSG does it 3 times in a row, right? Consider that he was on stream. He's like, dash out for the one. So, game number 1 inside here with BSG.
Big anti-air once again. Ooh. Double close heavy right there. Yeah, that U headbutt no longer unblockable. It used to be once upon a time, but block will lead to that situation instead. And just one more command grab from Vass is going to do it. Ooh, or a far medium instead.
Keep the momentum up here for BSG. 8 rounds in a row.
It almost hurt.
Gosh, and just the endless onslaught of plus frames. It feels like there's just no gap for Gabagool to contest. The turns from BSG are always just so much longer. Beautiful jump, however, to avoid the GSG.
This guy's clean knockdown here for Gabagool.
That tackle is just such a pain. Very nice spot dodge again. BSG's just so ready. That's a young man reactions right there.
Yep. Get out, New Instinction. We're chipping away the HP. Check the chip.
So high. The triple spot dodge, one too many. The second one would have been more than enough to get the punish, and that is gonna do it for that game. BSG now only one game away from getting that huge reversal for his team.
Find something off the run up 668, but there we go. SBD for Gabagool tries to run up, but BSG just mashes back out to hold on to this one.
Again, I know that we saw in the corner, goes for the 6-exam this time.
Goes heavy, there we go. Clean start here for Gabagool.
Yeah, gonna take that BP away, making use of the maximum love bomb. Oh, bad timing on that BC. That's gonna deal a lot of damage. Not enough to get the KO just yet. The high health of the Diva keeping her alive.
Works, we spend another one more in tow, but again, these chip damage situations, so tricky. We spot dodge the fireball, and we find our way into the lariat. Gabagool needs one more hit here.
Is this gonna be enough? Into the 63H, no hits, combo limit right there. For the FPD, this time Gabagool with the clutch.
Okay, able to keep the pressure on after the whip throw. We're gonna call that a frame kill here as Gabagool puts a round on the board.
Nice frame trap once again, coming out from BSG. What in range to actually get the punish with the 2L? Again, so many big starters coming out from BSG, converting into all this corner damage. Now you're stuck in the corner as a character with no DP. Not the best reversal in the world either. And that U Instinction is going to catch.
1 round left.
Alright, you heard it from the announcer. Potentially 1 round left for this set. If BSG is able to take it with the 6-0, Gabagool. Let's put at least one game on the board here. Caught out by the tackle once again.
Another great anti-air coming out from BSG. Just so ready for these jumps. Doubling up with a slam from the GSG. But another great jump from Gabagool. He's a lot more ready for these command grabs, it feels. Backing off. Armor is timing down slowly, okay. Weathers the storm against the Soul Forge armor, but you are operating at a health deficit here.
Also the beater, right? Gave us the opportunity to U fireball into that Soul Forge once again. So we're waiting on this timer, but Gabagool, the health are actually getting chipped away as well.
Oh, goes for the M Lariat right there. Tries to let it rip to no avail. GSG gonna take that 6-0 versus Gabagool. And that is going to be Team Gabagool getting knocked out in 4th place here at the Grand Slam.
There we go. But still, incredible work from that entire team. Imakuni, RDE, Wisteria, and of course their team captain Gabagul playing with their hearts on their sleeve and hopefully having a damn good time with their, play in the Grand Slam. So out here at number 4 as Team BSG stays in the hot seat, moving on into the second round of losers against Team Vermillion.
That they are. And of course, as you mentioned before, BSG's record throughout this whole Grand Slam so far has been particularly good among the team captains. He has just been on an absolute tear, able to really hold his team on his back when he needs to. It'll definitely be interesting once we get to that final round, potentially if we get to that final round, if he's able to once again hold it down for his team against Team Vermillion here.
See it. So as these players kind of head on into the lobby, if you guys are trying to keep up with what's going on, of course I see Grits in the chat putting that exclamation point bracket where you can kind of see the overall view of what we got going on here as far as the bracket. So we are about halfway through. We've done our winners finals, we've done our losers semis. Now we're heading on into our losers finals once again of Team Vermillion versus Team BSG. So first up to the stand, looks like we're gonna have Octomari versus Celestia. So we saw both of these gamers already, of course. So Octomari once again coming back up with the Galleon and Celestia with the Anila.
Indeed.
See that Galleon plush in the lobby as well. BSG. He doesn't even play that character, man. But it's just. Oh, we do have 2 actually. From Z, both from non-Galleon players, by the way. Interesting. We can rep people that aren't our mains. It's fine.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the time, the Galleon plush is used by people who don't play Galleon because the Galleon players just use the humanoid Galleon rather than the wobbly.
Exactly. Yeah. Chungus Galleon.
She do be big.
See Celestia up here in the crowd, ready to go. Just waiting on Octomari and of course the rest of the crew as well.
Yeah, they're both here. Just kind of hovering the cab, I think, waiting for an okay.
Okay. They got the okay. The gamers should be good to go. So of course, a Galleon is like a tricky archetype to try and describe, right? You have some of these, long-reaching normals and specials, which are kind of reminiscent of zoning. Of course, you also have the command grab, right? And once you set up the rock, the strike throw pressure on both sides becomes a lot more tricky. So I wonder where Octomari is thinking, she wants to be on the screen versus Celestia, right? Where we have the, Sheep Fireball to try and keep you at bay. We have the 2U, which we haven't seen a ton of as well as this other, really long-reaching option. Or if we're gonna, try and aggress on them.
The DP coming out from Celestia, challenging right there, but Octomari getting the damage.
Once more, there we go. Raging Chain conversion coming out from Celestia. This is so much corner carry.
Excellent.
Gets the neutral jump instead of the forward jump. Not quite able to get the safe jump right there, but Octomari coming out once again with the DP. There's the command grab that he's been looking for this whole time. Nice jump to avoid.
Jump over that 5U.
Oh, maybe expected a counter hit right there, hence the slight hesitation, resetting into the command grab. Octomari taking the first round.
Battle 2.
Go 2 for 3 in the command grab so far. Celestia maybe a little bit slower on some of these DPs. And again, yeah, that command grab's so tricky. Again, one of those things that we saw kind of with Charlotta, right? You see Galleon in the skies, you're thinking, oh, I have to stand block. But if you duck it, you avoid the command grab entirely. Again, one of these muscle memory things to get used to.
Excellent.
Nice extension coming out from Octomari as well. Just pushing that damage as far as they can. Huge hit right there. Quite enough to get the KO, but oh, I really like that, using the H Muddy Embrace in the air to get the BC bait right there. Very nice. Octomari Octomari getting that first game.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Fall to earth.
Oh, just going for the round start fight. You a little bit too far to try and find the air grab, but oh, good. It's MDP for Celestia to slow things down.
Very nice use of the size in the 5U as well. Gets the ground bounce with the rock, but a little bit too far to convert. Galleon, of course, a very, very slow character, so not able to get those pickups sometimes. I like that from Octomari, recognizing where the combo limit hit last time and extending with the, or finishing rather, with the H Bedrock Blast.
There we go. We had you in chip damage territory, but ended up getting caught by the far H regardless. Octomari with another round. And just starting it off at the 2-2 stage.
Huge stage there as well, but a nice DP to prevent that from happening. Octomari looking real comfortable right now. Those far
If
heavies.
one far H works, the 2-3 in a row and sending with the 2-2-6 H, but unfortunately the projectile not going to find the wall bounce that you need. Celestia escapes the corner.
That far heavy is a great button at every level.
Not this.
Spot dodge trying to bait out an MDP, but instead Celestia waits it out and finds the 2L, but again, these ultimate skills coming out from Octomari are really making quite the damage differential.
Ooh, big counter right there, but no pickup coming up from Celestia right there, and is gonna get their head smashed in by the 2-2U. The rock coming down to get Octomari another game.
Yeah, we're finding a lot of these solid stray hits, but unfortunately Celestia not able to find the, confirms it to the knockdowns that we might need. Let's see, game number 3.
Just getting that muddy embrace. If you're not ready with that counterplay, if you're not ready with the crouch, it is a devious option.
Jump over. I thought we were going to end up crossing up, but JL with a multi-hit. Still, Octomari fights back.
He gets caught crouching right there. Oh, that time was ready with the crouch, but not quite ready with the punish. Of course, is the next step. Getting that punish at the ready.
Halfway there. Scary on the fireball at that distance. Maybe a misinput, so Octomari with a neutral jump. Had lethal, but it's okay. That last tag with the far H puts you on set point.
Battle 2.
Yeah, no, I know that far heavy from anywhere. It's the far heavy trying to get an instant 6-6H. Literally every Galleon at every level falls victim to it, so do not blame you for missing that input there. Wow, the raw U-Flock to the future. Not going to get the conversion afterwards, but solid damage nonetheless. Octomari answering back with the DP and resets with the Primordial Grasp.
Use a grab, one more touch, but Celestia staying alive with the UDP. What can we make of it that we have a DP available on Octomari's side as well? And it scoops you out of the skies even after the initial whiff. There we go for Octomari.
Very, very nice. Important start for Team Vermillion right there. Yeah, that UDP, the U Bedrock Blast, is a bit of an awkward move to work around because it's a very stubby DP. It's not the best in terms of challenging grounded pressure, but it can just yoink you out the air sometimes when you're trying to jump around. So that's what we saw, of course, in that situation. Very nice stuff to Octomari. Still on the cab, chilling out. Probably needs to, I don't know if they're like stuck there. They're still like playing. The little avatar is playing.
In the sea.
Yeah, but the sword is up.
We were talking on the. Okay, there we go. I know a lot of folks were talking on the timeline like, oh man, this is what your gamer looks like on the stream setup after they lost. But Octomari got the 3 maybe just stuck on a cab for a little bit. But okay, I know you guys are seeing Fidel's account, or sorry, Slime's account. It looks like Fidel is playing on his brother's setup. We saw it in the chat as well. So it is in fact him, Fidel versus Amore for our next set.
Of course, the Lancelot that we saw last time did have a little bit of a hard time versus his brothers Beatrix, but let's see how it's able to fare against Amore. Like the 2H attempt, ready against the jump, but unfortunately just a touch too early from Amore right there.
Timing, but still the mash outs with the 2 and Amore. Ready for a lot of these side slots into the ultimate Orishas.
Nice conversion as well afterwards with the light Notoria Ender.
Ooh, tried to find the airborne hit off the 6XL, but just so high on the wall.
Just for the close light that time, had more than enough time to go for the close heavy.
Yeah. HS Modius for it too, so. Ooh, okay. Locked out the fireball, sent one of your own, unafraid of any plus strings here. Says, nah, you gotta keep that pressure tight if you don't want me to mash.
One other thing I think what could be doing a little bit more is actually just abusing her BP more. You know, you very often see ending the rounds with a 3 BP. She can, of course, use that for the BCs to maintain momentum, or, of course, go for the Rage Extract extensions as well.
Kander gets us a lot of space here in the attempt to mash out from Amour. Been a big counter hit, but it's a lot of damage on the table here for Fidel.
Fidel closing that gap very well, but a huge U fireball again finds its mark. That time, Amour gonna be the one to get the first game.
Yeah, that was scary. We had a little bit too big of a delay on the close heavy, but all good. Still able to find the hit afterwards for game number 1.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Nice job.
Still able to find the counter hit on Fidel's side.
Extension, of course, off of the Blade Impulse 2. Again, another good U fireball, but it's actually blocked in time this time. Come the 6XL, just staggering that pressure, getting a nice chunk of damage here. Can convert into FBA if she gets this link. Very nice.
So one more Brave counter available for Fidel. Of course, looking for the bait on Amour's side.
So far, Amour been very kind of passive against the Lance pressure, but to be honest, the few opportunities where she has challenged, she's challenged incredibly well. Wow, the double TP, and it's actually enough to get the KO as well.
Oh, okay, round here for Fidel.
Battle 2.
Very, very nice.
I didn't think that was going to be lethal, I'm not going to lie. I thought we still had a sliver left to work with, but find the match out with 2
Fidel getting the 6XL opening, extending with the RSRC.
Okay, burns with the Rekkas as well.
Not quite able to get the count hit close medium into itself. First BC. Nice challenge again.
Get away with the fireball right in your face. Still a big HP lead to try and make up here, but Alicia.
Versus that fake safe jump, and the 6XL not quite going to do it just yet, but no punish on the 6XM.
Yeah. Ooh. And if you're not going to punish it once, let's do it again, especially when it's lethal. Let's tie it up in 1.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Against a character like Lancelot, you know, Lancelot requires a decent amount of practice and knowledge in order to fight some of his layer 1 stuff. And that's something that you get with time putting into the game. And for an event like this, I think Lance is particularly effective when he's able to establish that sort of thing, because players will not have the time to lab, you know, oh, when and how am I supposed to challenge the Rekka? How am I supposed to contest him going for JU and 5U all around the screen?
So many tricky, you know, ways to air stall, leverage his mobility that, especially if you haven't looked out for it, can be so, you know, tricky. He blocked out the overhead of the UDP, so he didn't get knowledge check there, but that's a little bit of damage on the table with the confirm. All good, though, as Amour steals out.
Good stuff to Amour, keeping that together right there.
So moving on the other side here for Fidel.
And honestly, even though Amour is getting count hit there, I think it's good to challenge after the second hit of Rekka the way that she is doing, because, you know, the hit there that Lancelot gets isn't that damaging, but the potential reward that you can get, nice for Saga right there, is very high.
Check, but tried to mash on the plus range. Thought we'd maybe try and double down on the 6XL. We were doubling down on the games. Amore once again pulls ahead 2-1.
I wish you'd asked Gabby to
I think that was the light of the saga. The medium one is even slower than that.
Somehow, you
yeah,
would think that wouldn't be possible, but
that move is obscenely slow. It's a candidate for the worst move in the game, which is so funny considering the character that it's on.
exactly, yeah. Character's so good that you can have, you know, some moves with basically zero utility and still be so solid. A lot of it.
Good challenge from Fidel right there. Get the tick throw. Actually, that is something that Amore might actually benefit from, using the DP in those strings, because Fidel is very often committing to the Rekka after the triple attack when he has it available.
Behind the back, but hitting cross up. So again, the HDP comes out from Amore.
Whoa! What an SBA! Beautiful stuff to Fidel right there. Not gonna quite get the KO, but a more solid hit might be all he needs.
Super at least ties up the healthy, but look at all the chip coming out from Amore. 2 6XLs, the shoulder check, and the mash out with the 2Ls. Again, it's still one touch, but from downtown, the EX Goisha, that's Amore on set point.
Battle 2. Engage.
Oh, very nice use of the turbulence right there to close the gap. Gotta give me some sugar, but triggers it a little bit too early.
Great.
Bad grab. They're getting caught by the barrier.
Pressure coming out from Fidel so far. Using these jumps, not anti-airing them so far.
5U to, you know, find a tricky way to punish the DP. Should be a clean way to tie up the rounds as long as we don't drop. Here we go.
Good stuff, Fidel right there. Again, just when you're having to hold that lance pressure and you don't quite know when to contest, it is real tricky. I said though, I will pop off if she manages to go for that one anti-air. Gets the 5U the one time. Another daddy give me some sugar triggered. And a 6XL lands its mark.
Knock it out off of the neutral jump. It's the wall now again, down to 50%.
Oh, huge hit for Amour. Again, these one-hit confirms from the 2Ms have been doing a lot of work for her. The fireball and a great block on the DP. Does she finish it this time? Yes, she does. Amour taking it 3-1 over Fidel.
I wish you'd asked Gabby to
Go.
train.
And a lot of these, you know, 2Ms into Ultimate Goisha, whether they were on hit or on block, whether in her own pressure or against, you know, her opponent as a way to try and escape their own offense, you know, just ended up working so well where it's, okay, here is my consistent way of spending 50 meter. Like, yes, we didn't get to see a ton of SBAs maybe, but just having a consistent way of like, oh, okay, this is how I get plus frames, how I escape the corner, how I extend my pressure. And that's just one less thing to have to worry about while using a resource that, you know, Grand Blue Rising just gives you so much, like, in spades.
Yeah, definitely. Meter is always plentiful in this game. You get it in spades, as you said, just by walking forward. And so many different special moves in this game give you a ton of meter as well. It looks like our next two are going straight into this. Lord Knight versus Z. Eustace versus Vakala. Vakala, generally a character that can actually struggle against other zoners among other characters. Zoners themselves, in particular, give her a lot of trouble because most of them do the zoning thing better than she does.
Yeah.
All I want.
I mean, it's
Still
tricky,
peace.
especially last week, right? This set also went down to the wire to game number 5, so going into it, another zoner versus
Believe
zoner
in
matchup.
victory. Battle 1. Engage.
I said though, there may be a difference in experience that may come into play here. Of course, BlunZ having Z, excuse me, having so much time in this game comparative to LK.
Being so used to the system, being so used to, you know, navigating Grand Blue. But I wonder how much experience you really get against Eustace, right? One of these relatively uncommon characters, even though we have some pretty solid reps of him in NA.
Although I guess the same could be said about Vakala. Vakala not a common character herself.
Got the red grenade set, but tired of the stare down, we're finding something off of the 2M. What's that, the timer?
Yeah, it's rolling on the floor. You got to be careful.
Yeah. Double backdash. Yeah, we lost a little bit of space, but it's fine as long as we're not getting caught out here. The roll through 1BC, but no escape here for Z.
And that's actually a crucial thing against Okala. A lot of her cancels can just be rolled through, and a lot of her projectiles tend to lose to stuff on other characters' kits.
Walking out, yeah, we tried to spot dodge. I wonder if we just needed one more behind it to fully avoid the ultimate slow kill. But if one works, we'll do it again.
Battle 2.
That use slow kill is such a solid option for Eustace in terms of holding down the neutral.
Ooh, big whip on the 6XL. Finds one of his own.
And it's difficult for Vakala to contest Eustace's projectiles. She has to take more risks in terms of approaching you, and we're seeing a bunch of these jumps coming out from Z in order to try to get in to apply the pressure.
We're just staggering off so many of these far M's because the threat of, you know, far M into item toss, and we're just holding the cannon for quite some time. It's a bit tricky here for LK. Ends up trading off with a spike ball. That's good for Z.
I like the attempt from LK right there, but definitely working out in his favor.
Yeah. Okay. Slowly making our way through with the leg grenades, the Flamek Thunders.
And the spread shot, yeah. Again, just Z gradually getting whittled away by this offensive LKs. What a challenge right there with the 2L. Now potentially could take the round away if he's able to get the right hit here. Good jump away, but slow kill too slow, and Z able to make the comeback.
Round apiece.
Battle 3. Engage.
Tries to go for a backdash round start, only to get caught by a delayed Flamek Thunder.
Massive close heavy right there. This is going to be a full corner extension probably into the U-Rat race. Yeah.
Rat race, just trying to wait things out, but Z waiting out for an opportunity to safely BC.
Again, Rat race is tied to the Rat. Damage from the explosion. Another huge close heavy, but not going to lead to death just yet.
But the throw is lethal. Game number 1 to LK.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
It's not done. Down here.
Punish on the roll. Very nice. Extends in the corner. Stick on the throw.
JL.
Beautiful extension thanks to the double bomb out of the Dream Attraction cannons.
Okay, tried to run up, but GP out here from LK. Same side off of the JL, but just the light confirmed. Zane could be set up the spread shot.
Oh, huge whiff on the DP right there. Gonna build the meter to 100. Actually might be able to get the KO off of this. No, unfortunately goes for SBA, goes for DP there.
Yeah.
On the roll, but not quite able to get the punish.
The second part of the slow kill. Now it's one touch apiece, just barely out of chip damage from both sides. You had to play it perfect so you didn't get caught by both hits. The slow kill, but again, the spot dodges too little, too late.
Yeah, it's at that range, especially those spot dodges will consistently get caught out. It's difficult to work around. I like the forward advancement versus the H trap right there.
Fireball for fireball, but LK wins out of the projectile war.
Yep. Solid damage coming out from Z. Watch out for the overhead. There it is. Thankfully not into the trap, so LK didn't take a massive chunk of damage there.
Just fighting back to this mid-screen dominance. 2 M's, some Flamek Thunders. Slowly walking your way up, yep, with a slow kill.
Spiteful once again, but just shot away.
Punish off the takedown.
Good patience that time from Z. Doing a lot of delay mashing in those situations. That time, however. Oh, good punish as well. Not enough to get a KO just yet.
Chipping away at the HP with the button text. Oh no, but we full commit to the 2L on the approach. 2 games up for LK.
Good shit.
Yeah, I think after those techs, maybe Z tried to go for something like a delay mash or just something to bait a throw, but unfortunately, okay, going for the mash right there and able to fight back.
Yeah. Grenades.
Nice try.
Lead
Roll
rolls
the roll.
Red Senga.
Nice use of the Green the Dormouse there, the ultimate one.
Projectiles. So worse for wearing the HP. A bold mash out from Z.
Very bold indeed. It looked like LK was actually in the potential to get the KO right there, but another slow kill. That time well spot dodged at the range where it could be done. You are at 0 BP as a low health Vakala. You have to be careful here. One good challenge from LK will do it.
Speaking of the challenge with the 6-6L, but wasn't able to find the confirm, so UDP brings it back. We've seen so many situations where that ultimate slow kill is catching out the spot dodges. Like you said, these awkward mid-ranges, but Z able to find the full screen spot dodge and the up close spot dodge to secure the kill. Okay.
Oh, to actually charge the slow kill right there. Charging it actually prevents that combo from working. You just got to unleash the slow kill immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that bait from Z right there. Noticing that LK was going for a lot of those rolls on the cancels instead. Cancels into spot dodge to punish the roll.
Oh, okay, that was scary. We had the SBA confirmed to find lethal, but ended up dropping it. I gotta ask after this what's happening with some of these confirmed. So many situations where we have the SBA unlocked to end the round, end up getting dropped, but it's okay. We got one on the board here for Z.
Time on that roll, gets a side switch right there, and now working out for the pressure.
Yeah. Trying to keep you at bay with the Flemic Thunder. Blue Grenade. Find our way back out. Just on the BC attempt.
Lovely BC bait right there from LK. Piling on this pressure. Beautiful roll timing from Z though. No ultimate. 2-on-4.
Ooh, yeah, tried to catch out the slow kill. The ultimate Dormouse, but he found the mash out in the far L.
Honestly, these Flamic Thunder shots have been doing a lot for LK. I think just that willingness to kind of sit back and continue to fire the gun. So though, down the corner. This is quite scary. One solid hit will be the round, but LK once again challenging with that U slow kill.
One set point, trying to get his team a second one of the board.
That's not done.
Straight hit Blue Grenade, but just a little bit too far off the light to find his confirm.
Wow, the count hit conversion from all the way across the screen. Great awareness from Z right there.
Flat grab.
Finally finding that throw. He's been looking for a while, but nice close light right there, but doesn't get the conversion.
Damage on the table, so now the forward throw evens out the HP.
I like the DP right there. Doesn't even want to hold the overhead.
Combination here. Okay, caught up with a straight hit. He also on SSBA range, but enough with a double cannon shot to tie up the rounds.
Choosing just the wrong time, unfortunately, right there to try to evade and challenge. Yeah, doesn't have the meter right there to actually get the Raging Chain extension.
Yeah. Okay, jump in, but still able to block after the Flemic Thunder.
Nice challenge from Z.
Set the Rat Trap and then dodge the Flemic Thunder. It bought us some space, but right back through the triple attack into close combat. Checked you with the Raging Strike though, but no more BP to your name. You cannot Brave Counter cancel it.
Uma checked right there, and that's going to be 2-2 as a result. Z just noticing the low BP and taking advantage in full fashion. Are we going to see full comeback come through?
see. Trying to get revenge for last week as well and trying to keep your team alive here. Big finals day, but already a big HP lead and positioning lead for LK.
Big jump coming out from Z, but not able to get the conversion.
On the way back down. Ooh, speaking of the way back down, yeah, you fall so fast after blocking the air slow kill that you don't really see a ton of air unblockables off of it, but still able to spot dodge and fight for some space.
And you can see to relieve the pressure for the immediate mash from LK.
Try and catch out a fuzzy match, but instead, the immediate wake up 5L puts you on death's door, still mashing out with the 2Ms. Just because you set the cannons doesn't mean you have a full escape. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, the ultimate slow kill completely destroying the 2-1 for you. Now LK here at set point.
Jump over, ended up on the same side though.
No returns. Stop right there.
Solid chip damage building up.
Yeah. He's Mike Bolton already. He's just waited out the Chiefs.
Oh, that's a huge hit, and he's going to get the RSRC extension as well.
Not enough to kill. Oh, but got a little greedy with the green grenade, so Z able to escape, but still look at the life lead. A couple straight projectiles, one more use slow kill. If we can build up the meter for it, could be enough. Ooh, I'm scared we're gonna land with a grenade.
It's gonna blow.
Jumps coming out so far, but tricky regardless. Not seeing any BCs coming out from LK now. Oh, but there it is. The U slow kill is gonna tag Z right there, and LK helping to establish that lead for Team BSG now. 2-1, I believe.
Yeah. The move that defined the set is the one that ends up taking it home as well. So like you said, 2-1 for Team BSG right now. So BSG only needs to win one set in this captain's match against Vermillion to move on to the grand finals.
Yeah, and with how hot BSG was playing against Gabagul, a lot of people would have him favored here.
As far as the head-to-head, BSG did win against Vermillion last week. See if we can find the results as well from the first week. So BSG is 2-0 in sets against Vermillion right now. I mean, let's see if we can make it 3 in a row.
Getting off to a strong start, getting BSG into that corner. Nice with punish on the JU.
Chunk out of BSG, tries to spot dodge the ultimate stance, but gets caught out.
Oh, a little bit too early on that throw, but the second one is able to land its mark. Again, just the spot dodge timing of that. The 2-2U, the U Savage Rampage, so awkward a lot of the time.
Set up the bolt, that Crown of Thorns, but nothing found off the detonation. No spot dodge to the grappling hook, so the plus frames, no hit found on BSG.
Oh my goodness, punishing the parry right there with a full combo.
Site. 100 meter available for Vermillion, but still stuck up against the corner here as we get slashed out by the far end.
Battle 2. Engage.
Nice comeback from BSG. For the round start into that LGSG. Oh my gosh. He was in that hit stun for so long.
That's what I'm saying. Bro was stuck. With the A-pod.
Nice DP coming out from Vermillion, the Mirage. Those frames in my pod C. Oh, nice spot dodge right there.
Avoid the sight in the stone. Now Vermillion has you up against the wall once again. Also gotta watch out the command grab. Oh no.
Throw and now, oh, you Instinction to start the combo. Keep it short. Plus frames into the command grab. One more guess for game. Nice parry right there.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Run up UDP. You had to play perfect to avoid any of the chip damage scenarios, but a little overzealous. BSG waits it out and takes game one.
Yeah, I think if you're going to go for that kind of gamble, you might as well go for the SSBA there. Nice catch with the grapple.
Time, if not lethal, at least, you know, putting them in one-touch territory.
Big challenge for far medium.
Good pawns, but gonna be that respawn dodge here. Just fine to hold the plus frames.
Ooh. Oh, actually beating out the Yozora.
Still stuck in the corner here, waiting out on the EX stops.
Just this onslaught, never ending from BSG, not giving any of his opponents any time to breathe. Another round on the board, potentially another game.
Alright, the double super jump from both of these, but air to air JM stops Vermillion.
That's why once again, enough close a gap, built enough meter as well to extend with the laser right there.
Double wire extension. I mean, we still have the Soul Forge available for BSG, so of course we're gonna see the stomp, but ooh, parry not gonna catch.
Yeah, too slow in order to get the punish right there. And that is punishable on block too. And there again is that 2-2U. However, maintaining that offense, being very aggressive right here. But what a challenge with the U Instinction.
Yep. Ooh. Okay. Anti-air swipe, the single stomp into the scoop. It's 2 games in a row for PSG.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
Trying to get off to a decent start with that corner offense, but oh, the charge dem tackle. Plus frames galore. He's just these 2-2 Ls. The U Instinction again. It's just so hard to find those opportunities to contest versus that. So many ways to get plus frames, and that is going to be the round off of the 6XH.
It's the round. It's set point for BSG. Vermillion trying to leverage the wires, trying to leverage double jumps, any way to escape the corner, but locked down at every turn.
Oh, got the vault up and able to get the combo going as well. Not quite close enough for the 5M afterwards.
Nice tackle. Some of the HP jumps over the ultimate fireball, so a little bit more time until we build up that 50, but again, meter flows like water in this game. It's far into ultimate extinction. Could be one more touch here in the corner.
Armor's through, not quite gonna get any kind of follow-up. There's the first command grab. Are we gonna get another? We're gonna go for the U GSG in order to take it. BlueSkyGuy looking utterly ferocious right now.
Great scythe grinneth from BlueSkyGuy. Like you said, the UGSG from BSG secures that grand final spot coming in from the loser's side for Team BSG. So Celestia, Amour, LK, you still get one more chance to fight things out coming in from the loser's side. But of course, it is a stellar third place finish with their hearts on their sleeve for Octomari, Fidel, Z, and Vermillion.
Indeed, good stuff to both teams, and great stuff, of course, to Team BSG for moving on here to fight against Team Zayn. That's going to be it from me. It is getting very late here. It is gone 4 a.m., so I'm actually going to say goodbye. I hope you guys enjoy the Grand Finals, and thank you guys for coming through here to the Grand Slam. It has been an absolute pleasure doing commentary with you guys. Of course, always a pleasure, Jaytsu, and enjoy the rest of your night, everybody.
Absolutely damn good time hanging. Everyone give it up one more time for Virum. And of course, who better to close out the evening than Mr. Host himself, Mr. Event Organizer himself, Ultima Shadow, to bring it home with us.
Oh, hello everyone. Hello. We are back. Big thank you everyone to Virum. Everyone shout out Virum. So kind of him to come out from the UK at that early for him. Always an honor to have two GOATs, Jaytsu and Virum running it back from EVO on this event. It's really an honor. So everyone say thank you, Virum. Love that man to death. But yeah, what a turnabout of events. Certainly BSG going up to second. I think it just shows that it was anybody's game between all these teams. Now it's just a matter of if they can stop the immovable object of Team Zayn, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, as a refresher for you guys, right? After round robin number 1, Team BSG was in 3rd place. After round robin number 2, Team BSG was once again in 3rd place. So, kind of making it in this upset, locking back in and surviving to make it into this grand finals side against Team Zayn, a team that I think has been the titan of the Grand Slam in so many ways, not only in, terms of individual skill, like, oh man, this girl is really cooking, but especially, like Virum mentioned before, like, these gamers are just having so much fun, like, playing games with each other, reviewing their matches, reaching out to other folks, and kind of learning and teaching this game alongside each other. So these are kind of the last 2 teams that we're going to be heading on into. So hopefully you guys are excited for that grand finals action. And oh my god, hopefully you guys are excited if you ended up getting a tier 1 sub
thank you
from 1-800-MY-GRITS. Thank you so much for the generosity.
Thank you, Grits. We appreciate you. And we appreciate really all the community support. I know I've been seeing a lot of people excited for these games. It means a lot that I can bring everyone on the staff can bring this event to you. It's been so much fun, and it's just genuinely just an honor, and it's so nice to have all the coaches, all the staff that are here helping out. All right, we're gonna go right into our games now. Here we go, guys. These are the grand finals.
The Grand Slam Grand Finals, rather. As we head on into it, it's Yozora versus Celestia. So, of course, this is going to be Charlotta versus Anila. And Yozora, right, has been an absolute menace, just tearing it up in Tier 1 with an offense that seems so insurmountable with the Demon Flip.
Yeah, it's, you were alerting to it earlier, how it's just a character you can be very scared to press against. It's about knowing those gaps. And we love the adaptation we've been seeing from Celestia across these games. Won around earlier in this today's event, which is always really nice to see. It's just so hard to deal with the Charlotta pressure. Yozora is just a menace on this character.
In Ultra Cyber, kind of bringing it back to round robin number 1. This was the first match that we got to see on stream. So starting off the grand finals with, a throwback, and seeing how far both of them have come, right?
Yeah.
We saw so much of Celestia kind of throwing out these fireballs and ultimately getting jumped in on by Yozora. And that's, what we're seeing here as well. But, Celestia now using a lot more of these advancing sheep tackles, these jumping JLs as well, that are making it a little bit more tricky for Yozora to try and keep it down.
I do like the use of the jumping light from Celestia. She's been using it a lot today. And yeah, I mean, it's just multi-hitting active hitbox, and it can stuff a lot of air approaches.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
As we go to the first game over here for Yozora, still tearing it up on the Charlotta.
There we go. I mean, if the, attempts at the air-to-airs haven't been working out, maybe we just stick out the far L and see if we land into it with the Demon Flip. Okay, we blocked out the DP. Not the biggest punish we could get, but at least we're getting something.
Yeah, we'll see if the biggest thing is, getting those anti-airs with the 2-2 ability, the air poke, like that. But just using it a bit too overzealously, the idea is there, though, for sure.
Excellent.
There we go.
One more hit off the second U-ball. It was a clean knockdown, but ultimate DP from Celestia waits on a DP of Yozora's own, but no punish.
Yeah, good block knowing that it hits on the way down as well, but just wasn't ready to punish it. We'll see if maybe we can get a little bit of zoning going down from Celestia using the sheep fireballs. But it's that jump. Charlotta's jump is just so... It's a lot trickier to deal with than a lot of other characters.
Exactly. The trajectory and also the speed at which she falls, you're like, wait, maybe I'm not ready for the anti-air, and maybe you're ready for the airborne confirm. Beautiful pickup from Yozora into the ultimate ball.
Yeah, it's especially because you can delay, you know, if they do it for the flip or they do a normal jump, and then they can change their timing on that. There's so many factors, you just have to sort of be ready to react with your anti-airs.
Believe in victory. Battle 1. Engage.
See if Celestia can at least do a full reverse sweep here in the grand finals. They're just gonna go for the DP. Yozora just abuses it. Oh, that was a nasty cross-up. Tried to go for the sweep, but was jumping over.
The HP once again for Yozora. Again, the EX ball. Doesn't matter if we swap the sides because we're just
do it 3
catching
times.
onto the full dump on the 3 ultimate balls. Now Yozora.
Charlotta will never be ballin'. What? That was crazy. Nice, I like the jump in. Use the command jump. I like the idea to go for the cross up there.
Oops. Okay, trying to match out the plus the dive kick.
Another command jump, but still gonna get caught on the way down.
Go for the cross up normal to hit on the other side. Now we're stuck in the corner. It's potentially one touch and we're ready for the blue screen. Flash the reaction SBA to seal it out from Yozora. Tier 1 skill, by the way. That was an insane way to close out your final set in the slam.
Yeah, really crazy fast adaptation. Like Yozora, again, not really having any fighting game experience, came into this and was just found their character and just ride or died with them the entire time. Just beyond impressive that someone could pick that up so quickly, for sure.
Yeah. But again, like we mentioned, right? Because this was one of the first matches that we saw, we got to see this journey of, oh, okay, Celestia trying to, you know, figure out some of the buttons, figure out how, you know, Grand Blue as a whole worked. While we were still leaving a little bit on the table, a little bit to be desired for the confirms, just the freedom of movement that we saw in this final set, I'm happy to see it. Hopefully Celestia sticks with the game.
Yeah.
To our next game, Amore versus Slime.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the adaptation. We'll see if the adaptation can be here between Amore and Slime. Amore clutching out that win to get that team against Fidel to bring him to the 2nd place. So we'll see if they're able to run this back.
Yeah, exactly. He took out one brother. Let's see if he can do it again. And again, like he mentioned in that last set, right? 2 and into ultimate Goisha. It's such a you know, stable way for her, either on hit or on block, to spend that 50-meter and find her escape regardless.
Yeah, exactly. And I do like that Amore plays very consistently. Like, they have their routes, they have their options, and then they're just able to confirm that big damage consistently every time they do get those hits. Command grab!
Ooh.
We didn't see Amore using the command grab much in her other sets, but now she's starting to use it every so often. And yeah, sometimes you see that Belial walking towards you and you have to make that decision, is the counter or is it the grab?
Exactly. She's moving a little, I was going to say a little freaky, but at least with quite a bit more confidence, right? Especially in round robin number 1, we saw her canceling a lot into the Masago to her own demise, but now we've kind of found a much better balance of it as this Yugoisha brings us up against the corner.
Another fireball wheel. Such a good way to push, keep people in lockdown, but command grab the clutch out the round!
Alright, my bad. All that stuff I said about finding a better balance, I take it back, Amore. You're an animal. You're a command grab addict. You held it in for grand finals, but now that you're back on stage for your last set, you're like, no.
I mean, it's very smart. It's an option that, like, if you show it your hand with it too much, you get ready for it. You're just gonna start. You're gonna either neutral jump when you see them walk, or you'll go for a grab of your own. Spicing it every so often is how you catch people off guard with it.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so we got the throws on the side of Slime, but maybe a little bit too late for your own good. The delay got you thrown back into the corner, but JU escapes.
See how we get out of the corner pressure. Nice brave counter to get out of there and just abusing the frames on a 6XL. Nice combo route, just going for the tried and true B&B there.
Yeah, the confirms from Amore today in particular have been very pleased. I'm a big fan, but there we go, 2M Goisha. Could have gotten a little bit more, but we found the knockdown in the corner. That's all we need.
That was a really good tech from Slime. And gonna catch him, Amore, taking the first game.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I
really
really like the
utilized the
adaptation
game
there.
plan.
I think she's learned that like you cannot. Belial works so well when you don't let the opponent get that pressure started. Like Beatrix so scary, and it feels like Amour is playing definitely a little bit more aggressively.
Yeah. Oh. Y'all are calling it the grab finals in the chat, and then immediately Slime looks over, peeks at his second monitor. He's like, I should grab him. You're right. Didn't end up working out off the round start.
All right, if we're gonna catch there. You're in that corner situation, say you get out of there. Nice grab. Gonna give you a nice little
Okay, there
punish
we go.
here. Gonna spend the
Spaced out here.
yep into the skybound. Big damage. Only one BP to work with of Amour.
Whoops.
Yeah, I like the idea of going for the throw. Of course, with that last BP
That ain't
down,
true. Good call there. Gonna drain the BP from Slime as well.
On the Genesis.
Devil on your shoulder tells you not to SSBA. Do it. Wake up, super.
Really like the fireball to stuff that out. Wow, overhead? Okay.
So Beatrix 66M is tricky in particular. It's not like more or less easy to react to than other overheads, but it is like well into the double digits minus. Like it is very punishable if you're ready for it, but especially when it's to end a round, right? It's the last thing you're looking for.
You see the counter coming out. So that counter is so much more active than you think it is. But I like the Sporting Stars again.
Yeah. Yukoisha, but the jump back, unafraid of the plus frame, says, no, I'm not trying to get grabbed. I'm not trying to get scooped up.
Right, freezing big damage here and does have the 100. See if they cash out the skybound. Nope. Gonna be a drop. I love the shimmying right there. But yeah, Versal gonna catch him that time.
Oh, no. Yeah, I went for the 2M, right? But I think a close M instead. I've been able to find a punish.
No way!
I actually punished the Thunderbird. I was wondering if Belial was going to get caught out.
Life is on the line here. Okay, nice side swap again. Very little meter to work with, but one interaction. He's gonna go for the chip.
Yeah. Did we talk about Beatrix and this rushdown pit?
Wow, yup, there it is.
I'm going to get this slime guy. No, that is a great way to end out the set, right? You know, in other games, maybe you're thinking, man, that's VM. You really bet it all on the run-up DP. But because Beatrix U Fireball is so fast and so good at chipping away your opponent's HP, being put into chip damage territory, you're just looking to run up and have her block anything specials.
Nice slide. Again, I love the use of the low to stop that sort of offense there. Nice! That's a good use of the DP. There isn't Amour not using it like liberally enough, I think. I think there's a lot of opportunities where you can shotgun a bit. You know, I appreciate the hesitation, because you do eat a big punish every time it does not connect. Was ready for the reversal! No, didn't get full damage though. Yeah, now you're thrown to the corner. Now where you want to be against Beatrix. Oh no.
Oh, actually, one of the few times the Yugo Isha after that actually ended up really not working out. That airborne hit with the 2.
I'm gonna spend the brave counters to get back into a good position here.
Gabagul.
Gonna get tagged by the fireball. What's it gonna be? Oh, got hit low. Slime gonna capitalize. Delta clock's active. No BP.
Oh, no.
The grab! No BP to grab does more damage.
I like the idea because Raging Strike does a lot of base damage, and if you're just trying to pump out, you know, for lethal, you want to use a couple of them, right? I think if we had used Raging Chain, maybe to extend the, you know, keep the combo going and give ourselves one last hit, but it'd be a crucial drop here for Slime. I don't know, this set is close enough that any of these few mistakes could end up meaning the difference in the set.
Definitely, definitely. He's a brave cannon. Gonna go with the overhead again! Got win low! Overhead, overhead, low. Wow, it's very smart there. Just put him in the blender.
Yeah, just betting your life on like a -1,000,000 punish if they end up blocking it, and then going for the low afterwards, that's true belief. That's bravery.
It's true. We're gonna get the side swap from Amore here. Not enough meter to really do anything else but get that consistent combo. He's gonna back off, give him that space, trying to react. He's gonna get hit by a fireball, unfortunately, though.
Swims off the fireball, but just trying to see if Amore, you know, attempts to bust out with Basago, with the parry, anything out here for the full screen.
Was ready.
Thunderbird.
Oh, Magic Pixel! Riding Free gonna take it. And it's still anyone's game.
Even if you ended up blocking it, it was, you know, tricky.
Just gonna give each other headspace, feel each other out. Run up grab, not in range.
Grab.
Nice spot
Okay,
dodge.
good spot dodge.
Yeah, incredible reaction there.
Okay, walk it out off of the far H, but still catches you out with a low check on H riding free.
Amore just trying to playing patient game here. Nice tag with the wheel. Okay, drops the combo. Oh no, the air to air did not work in her favor. Okay, going to trigger.
You know, running out a little bit too shallow.
Yeah. Overhead, overhead.
Saw the EX beat the normal fireball. Now he saw the ultimate.
Huge.
The EX
All right.
fireball.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to spend a BP to get him out of that situation there. 100 meter on the board for Slime though.
Chipping away the HP, but be careful. If you chip away too much, he'll have Delta Clock. Actually, the opposite of what you want. The 6-6M, the determiner of some of these rounds, and the determiner of that game as well. That tap on the dome for the overhead brings him ahead to 1.
That's right, the Noogie gonna come out. Let's see if Amore can adapt though. I do like the game that both players are playing here. A really nice punish here.
So, I will say, a little bit of intel, Slime was given advice by Diaphone to DP more in mid-screen. I don't think run up DP at the early parts of the round is what he meant, but, you know, sometimes you gotta limit test the advice you were given to really apply it to your
Well, yeah, I definitely think, like, you know, you can be a little reckless with the DP early on to see what the opponent's reaction is, but I think Amore just plays... She doesn't press a lot of buttons, like, when she doesn't need to. So, it's very rare that she gets caught, like, with punishing or pressing something, you know?
Woo! Slime, you had lethal, but it's okay.
Overhead
You know
value, overhead value.
Try to look for something to listen up. There's no way
Went
you
for the
said
grab, I
stop,
saw that.
Don't do it again.
DP's not gonna work that time.
This actually is like huge overhead value. I think we've almost taken like half of a life bar's amount just off of 6-6.
Well, I like the up fireball there. Good spot dodge from Slime.
Ooh, there we go, and clean light confirmed into the H running free too. Oh my god, please stop overheading.
What a
This keeps working.
conversion! What? That was a nice link.
Yeah, she's out of here. And that ultimate go
Was
easy.
ready for the
Back to
DP?
corner.
Unfortunate drop was going for the command grab, but Slime ready for it. Not gonna get me that time.
It's cooldown awareness, right? We have these, you know, pickups on the DP punishes, but we're just not ready for the skills to not be back up. But ultimate Goisha is always ready as long as you got
Delta
the meter
clock
for
range
it.
though. 100 meter. You riding free, not gonna close it out.
Walk it back, and the 6-6L does the job. Slime is gonna take it 3-1.
That was so exciting. Genuinely, I have to give Amore so much props. That was the improvement was definitely there, and those were very tight sets. It was really, I really think it was anybody's game there. Just incredible improvement from both sides on that.
Yeah, that was good. Again, I think, you know, like we've seen in these previous sets, like Amore just kind of condensing down this game plan into, okay, my mash is 2M. Ultimate Goisha is the way that I escape the corner, keep my pressure up, and stabilize some of my combos. And even, you know, outside of that, right, the reduced mental stack from simplifying that game plan made some of the other conversions, made some of the other neutral decisions a little bit better. But heading on into it, it's Zane versus Lord Knight, a battle of Wind versus Thunder, as we get Eustace versus Vermillion.
Yeah, this can really go, you know, I mean, you can obviously cover a lot of the screen with Eustace's projectiles and make it really hard to set up the seals or even navigate around the seals, especially with the spread shot. So we'll see how this goes. The Lord Knight just on fire right now. Gonna spend that and just cash out. Nice grab for the perfect Lord Knight, bringing it home for that first round.
Battle 2. Engage.
See See what Sade can really do here. We only get a chance to set up the seals. There we go, seals are active.
We're seeing Sade's playstyle kind of change over the weeks, right? Before, you know, zoning out with some of these tornadoes back and forth worked out in a lot of ways. But now, you know, especially going against Eustace, right? Someone who has incredible projectile zoning, as LK has gotten more comfortable with him. You know, now we're leaning a little bit more into set the seals and we treat with the air.
Seeing that corner pressure there, he's gonna spend the BP to get out. Nice, just jumps over. Sometimes you don't gotta get too committal.
But a little too far for that ultimate slow kill. Doesn't matter because we get you behind the back with the JM. Help me.
I'm not blocking that. Yeah, the side swapping on Grimnir is definitely can be a very tricky to react to. Nice throw again. Downward dash into the low, gonna catch Lord Knight. Very, very tricky from Sade.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so annoying, especially when you're at that low HP. You're like, man, I know Grimnir wants to throw bait me, the seal is above me, but if I take the throw, I die, so I just have to guess.
Wow, went low again. I was ready for it that time. Sade really using most of the seals, but Lord Knight just knowing how to cover that gap to make sure that they don't really have that opportunity to get in for free.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen the ultimate grenade setup where LK, instead of walking back and trying to play this like strike throw shimmy game, actually went for a triple attack like high-low. Didn't end up working on Sade, so definitely did her homework a little bit as we catch you out with a downward dash a little bit too far for up tornado, but not far enough for the scramble. Sade takes game number 1.
Yeah, up tornado whipping in the corner, but still able to close out that game. Wondering what really, I mean, Lord Knight was playing so well, really wondering what what options we can really go for. I feel like Lord Knight's definitely been keeping him away from this, keeping Sade away from the seals. Nice grab.
Yeah, you get the detonation off the red grenade too, so it's a full combo confirm. It's a match there. Me personally, I'm holding it and getting high load, but Sade was like, that's not real. I don't believe you.
Yeah, also I'm surprised because Tornado is so strong on Grimnir to sort of close that gap in the screen, but I don't really see Sade pulling it out. There we go. Well,
like,
okay.
Okay, as you said it, maybe Sade has the stream open. She's like, oh shit, you're right.
Yeah. Just barely out of range, though, gonna get caught by the spread shot.
Yeah. I remember we talked about Tornado like at length in round robin number 1 because it was the determining factor, I think, in this matchup, especially with LK trying to, you know, not only be a little bit more tricky with the projectile zoning. Nah, never mind. I'm talking so much about LK being tricky, but again, the air stall baits out the throw. We set the seals and not get a full confirm for Sade.
Gonna to grab that time. Just jumps out of the corner for the side swap. Very nice. Oh, gets put back in, using those seals to go right around.
That's the single seal, maybe a little bit greedy. Still on a space for it and tempo, but no check on the 5U.
Tornado, there it is. Just was ready to just shotgun it. Wow, very nice. But also, Lord Knight ready for the reversal. Whoa, I can do it too!
Sometimes you get inspired by your opponent a little bit, right?
Raging chain. Really nice tech there. Tornado. So fast. The Psycho Crusher.
Ultimate Psycho Crusher. Yeah, there we go. I like what we saw from LK standing on the seals, right? That fadeaway JL just to try and catch any attempt to, you know, dash with seals. Worked out, but not enough for the round. Now we're tied up on a piece.
Ready for the punish. Really like the shimmying as well. Gonna back off, just save some space.
Beautiful 5U, just completely avoiding the EX slow kill.
Love
the
yeah.
dash and the throw bait, but it's okay. We still got JU.
Grimnir playing like a grappler right now. Gonna have to DP out of there and spend the meter.
Ultimate slow kill this time, catching out the sky.
Unfortunate. That button's so big. Tornado gonna catch. Oh, DP not gonna kill.
Right, but Sade with
Sade.
a double air dash takes from the skies with a 2-0. Just needs one more game, not only to take the set, but if we check the score one more time with that exclamation point score in this spreadsheet, we are 2-0 for Team Zayn. One more game from Sade means we don't even need to play the coach's set. It would be a 3-0.
See if Lord Knight can reverse this situation, give their team the lifeline so they can go to the coaches match.
Exactly.
Strong start already. Wow, was ready for it. Tornado gonna push him out.
Get out. Ooh, okay. Ultimate DP. Still a big life lead to try and come back here from Sade, but walks up and gets tapped on the toes with a 2L.
Really good defense from Lord Knight right now. And slow kill gonna catch. Very hard to deal with, especially if you're already committed to something in the air. No punish on the whiff grab. Lord Knight just playing patiently. Wow! You slow kill actually going through you tornado. Gonna take the shot for the chip damage. Lord Knight fighting for his life and his team's life on the line.
Yeah, even if we don't actually get the hit off of it, right? It just chips away the HP so well. So in this low health situation, it's a great way to use meter and try and secure that checkmate.
Shot. Wow. Clean over. No conversion off of it, but really nice movement there.
Stand on business with the tornado, but walking just a little bit too far forward into the Flamek Thunder.
Shields are out. Nice spot dodge on the slow kill.
Wait, beautiful spot dodge. Found the air dash punish off of it too. Sade has you up against the wall. It's not quite a vent point just yet, but inching our way towards it, looking for the air dash. No check. Cold UDP trying to rebuy your turn. Maybe inspired by Yozora there, but the inspiration's not enough. Takes initiative here for LK to try and stay alive for his team.
Very nice 2-8. The clash not gonna work in LK's favor. Huge call out though.
Right. Sade one round closer. It's event point. Can Sade seal it out, or does LK have one more game left in him? We said it with the EX seals.
Gonna start with the grab.
Side, whip on the JL.
Love the use of the tornado there to eat that space. It's so active and really love the blocking.
So scary, right? You don't want to mash into it, and especially with the double seals, you gotta look out for a throw bait, but UDP finds a guaranteed escape.
Nice spot dodge on the rifle shot. Gonna get tagged by the slow kill.
Like the anti-air's coming out with the projectiles. Eustace having that unique ability to catch right above his head with the slow kills.
Really nice use sitting on those seals, but really nice connection from Sade. Pushing LK to the corner once again. You tornado. Gonna give him time, but nope, gonna get tagged by the slow kill again.
Ooh, okay, just barely outside of range of far H, but I think even LK thought he was gonna get hit by it, but the JL, the air dash over the ultimate slow kill. Zane secures victory for Team Zayn.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yup, that is Team Zayn taking the first Grand Slam of all time. Wow, just amazingly well played to everybody. What an air dash. That was insane. Literally, what an insane way to close it out, for sure. But Team Zayn, they played their heart outs. They really put in a lot of team coordination, as you were alluding to earlier. Just everybody was, helping each other out. But every team here was really participating and actively playing and just trying their best. And honestly, everyone played extremely well. You could see the improvement between week to week, and I think that's what matters the most. And genuinely, I think every player was very fun to watch. And honestly, the sets were very close. The sets were down to the wire, and just very fun to watch everybody across the board.
I mean, it's been sick to see. We kind of alluded to it earlier on in the stream, but it was Sade's birthday very recently, I think just a couple days ago. So your birthday gift being, the ability to take it home and seal it out in the final set. you know, for your team in the first ever Grand Slam. Also a gift to Zane, right? You know, the Grimnir that you had the opportunity to work with directly and see kind of train up over these weeks, making it so that you didn't even have to play your captain's match. You were watching along on the side and thinking, I raised that Grimnir. I taught her, maybe not everything she knows, but I gave her a good bit of guidance to try and seal out that 3-1 against LK. But hey, in a stellar second place, of course, we got to show some respect and show some love to Team BSG. So that's Celestia, that's Amore, that's Lord Knight, and of course BSG.
Yeah, overcoming, you know, like we said, climbing the ranks, you know, went from 4th place in week 1 up to 3rd, and then fighting our way to 2nd, which honestly, I mean, what a great storyline there. Very, very well thought and well played to all of them. You know, and it's really nice seeing, you know, new players to this game sort of adapt over time, learning what's different about it, learning the game in general, even if you're new to fighting games. And honestly, just really impressive adaptation from the entire team. Of course, Team Vermillion, super solid. All of their matches were extremely fun to watch. We love Team Vermillion as well with, you know, Fidel. We also had Shimada Tiger subbing in, and Z. I think the People's Champ on Vakala was, I know everybody was really excited to watch Z as well. And of course, Octomari, you know, first time really getting into fighting games as well. Really fun to watch on the Galleon. That's another character that people are always excited to see. But another fun team. And closing out, we had Team Gabagul, of course. That was another one where Gaba and Wisteria on the same character, sort of learning from each other how to push the Ladiva game forward. And Wisteria's, honestly, every time they got those perfect on the Ladivas, I was just popping off. What was so fun to watch. Yeah. But of course, shout out to Imakuni and of course REE. Were putting in the work too on the 6 and the Basaraga respectively. So no, I think every team was just a joy to watch, and you know, I'm glad everybody enjoyed their time. And yeah, every match was just down to the wire for sure.
Yeah, it was so sick to see. And just as a little recap of your, you know, winning team, of course, Yozora kind of tearing it up from week 1 with this menace of a Charlotta. Whether it was, oh, okay, I'm going to jump in on all of my opponents and see if they're ready to anti-air, to, oh, okay, now I'm going to start working in Ultimate Ball. I'm going to jump scare you with Demon Flip and see if you're ready for some of these reactions. I even saw, you know, in some of the previous sets, maybe not in this finals, but in round robin number 2, she had like ultimate DP safe setups. I was like, why do you know that? Like, that's so, you know, that's so sick. And clearly doing a lot of grinding, you know, in ranked as well. Of course, Slime, right? You know, one of these, you know, I think he kind of gets the student of the semester award, right? You know, reaching out not only to his coach in Zane, but of course to Koji Coco, to Diaphone, getting help from Pilch as well. Just reaching out to anyone that he could to be like, hey, I'm trying to lock in and do my team justice. Like, can you look at my VODs? Can you give me some advice?
Yeah, the extracurricular activities for sure. Again, you know, it was really, you know, for an event that was, you know, supposed to be like, you know, it spread out so everyone could enjoy their time with the game and sort of play around their own schedule. I know Slime just had so much fun, and it's really nice to see that they enjoyed the game enough to put in, you know, sort of the extracurricular activity. And of course, Sade again, the birthday buff, and it's really nice storyline to see the Grimnir Oshi on Zane sort of come together in the end. But yeah, I mean, incredible event. I also really do want to shout out all the people in the background who really made this possible. Of course, we had Red, who was on comms last week, also made all the stream graphics. So big shout out. The production was incredible, and honestly, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We have, of course, have WisdomEel, who made a lot of the art assets, the team logos, the frames that you're seeing right now. And we also have Hexeract, who actually submitted the logo just out of excitement, which is very, very nice of them to do. So it's really nice that we can do this for the community. And of course, we have SolidBones and LastClaire in the background, our TOs, who honestly, everything ran so smoothly because of them, and just really fantastic. And yeah, honestly, again, shouts to Virum here earlier, coming out from the UK to give us, you know, give us his time. I'm trying to think, of course, all the people in chat who pulled up, all the mods, you know, Cheese Mittens, you know, Ultra Grits, thank you all for helping make this event so wonderful. And of course, Jaytsu, thank you so much. It was so much fun working with you. I definitely want to run. I definitely want to run the event back, but I think we got Musume to focus on. So.
Yeah, maybe we got some horsing around to do, but of course, we have one last thank you. Everyone, can we give it up one more time for Ultima, bringing everybody, you know, into the same kind of virtual room and also getting to, you know, set up some of these teams and see some of these interactions, whether it was, oh, I've played a lot of fighting games before, but I've never had the opportunity to really dig into GRAN Blue, or I've never played fighting games before. It would be cool if I could have like a coach kind of teach me and run me through the ropes, and kind of seeing that progress throughout all of these teams has been an absolute joy, and we could not have done that without Ultima. So shout out production, the TOs, of course, the rest of the commentary team, and Ultima himself, and you guys for tuning on in.
You're way too kind, my man. I just want to say this event was really just for the community and just the scene in general. I deeply love this game. And I really like seeing people appreciate this game. It's very exciting to watch. The community has been absolutely wonderful. Just a reception across the board. So really, it's the community, everyone in it that makes it possible. And if this inspired you to get the game, or inspired you to go to events, or inspired you to grind the game, that's really all I could really ask for. So I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys so much. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be closing out for the rest of the night. Is there anything else you want to add, my man?
Thank you guys for tuning on in. Hopefully you enjoyed the Grand Slam. Whether it's UMA or Grand Blue, I hope you guys are excited for whatever Ultima has next. It's been an absolute joy hanging out.
Thank you all so much. I am going to take us to the end screen and send you guys over to Zane's stream, Winners POV. Hopefully they're all celebrating and having fun over there. So once again, everybody, thank you. Have a great night, and thank you everybody who helped make this possible. Take care.
Peace.